Mike check. 1, 2, 3.
Stadium for tonight's bi-district playoff game between the Longview Vs and your Rowlett Eagles. We want to thank our game sponsors, Accident and Injury Chiropractic. If you've been injured in a car wreck, get the pro training. Accident and Injury Chiropractic. And Garland Power and Light. GP&L, always there when you need us. And now we will hear the school songs, beginning with the Longview High School, followed by Rowlett High School.
Well, good evening and welcome to our coverage of the UIL Texas State High School Football Playoffs. I'm Chuck Zack, and along with Keaton Daniels and Frank Sides, we're coming to you live from Homer B. Johnson Stadium in Garland for a 6A Division II Region II bi-district matchup between the Rowlett Eagles and the Longview Lobos. Both these teams finished 6-4 in the regular season, but that's maybe where the similarities end tonight. Derek Alford, the Eagles head coach, is taking his team to the playoffs for the first time in his 5 years here in Rowlett. They were actually a bit of a surprise to make the playoffs. Just 2 returning starters on offense, 3 on defense from last year's 4-6 team. And they were picked by Dave Campbell's to finish 7th in the district this year. Instead, they won 5 of their last 6 games, including a 42-33 win over Saxe last week to claim 2nd place in District 9-6A. Alford, who's been hired after a successful run as the OC at Allen High School, has been here since 2021, and he's slowly been putting Rowlett back on track. They're hoping to regain a form that was a 14 consecutive playoff run from 2005 to 2018.
Yes, sir. Well, you're at the point in time in the season where everything means everything. You win, you get an opportunity to continue to keep winning. you lose. You got to go shoot some layups. You're at the point in time where playoffs, everything means everything. And, man, this football season has flown by. It's a good thing that you don't play on paper because a lot of people will be home when they shouldn't be in the playoffs and vice versa. So we get to lay it out there on the field. It's a good time to have a good time tonight, and I'm excited and ready to bring it to everybody.
Longview, a perennial power in East Texas, returned 6 starters on defense and 3 on offense from a team that went to the state semifinals last year. Lobos are led by John King in his 22nd year as the head coach. But this is not a season anybody in Longview anticipated. Coach King was diagnosed with mouth cancer back in August. He underwent surgery in September. He missed 3 games while he was recovering. Finally rejoined the team as they headed into district play. But he's still recuperating. And he's had to coach from up in the press box, not down on the field. And in addition to losing their coach from the sideline, the Lobos are installing a brand new wide-open offense. Came with the hiring of a new OC, Tim Sanders, whose offense is just now beginning to challenge some of the school's passing records that have been around for a while. And they are untypically for a Lobo team, not necessarily consistent getting a running game together. And that's kind of been a bit of a bugaboo. If you're used to seeing Longview football, you're used to seeing power football and really good defense, and this team throws the ball around a lot.
Yes, sir. Anytime you hear the Lobos, you think about history, a team that's going to ground and pound and is going to play you physical. But seeing these numbers and seeing the way that they play, they're anything but ordinary. This is a brand new group, coming in with a lot of adversity, having your coach not being able to be on the sideline, being in the press box, that got to brings a lot of different things, to be able to play with without your head guy out there. But shout out to them, credit to them. They made it this far, and with head coach and offensive coordinator, Coach Sanders, the way that he's calling plays, he has that offense rolling.
And give a little credit to Oscar Wilson, a 40-plus year veteran coach who took over the interim job while Coach King was recuperating from surgery. He's kind of guided them and been the stabilizer as this season's gone on. Longview lost 4 games as well, but by a total of 11 points. Losing South Oak Cliff by 3, Ruston by 3, Forney, who ended up being the district champion by 1, and North Forney, Forney by 4, and North Forney by 1 point. So those 11 points hang large over the fact that the Lobos are here in Garland instead of at home hosting a first-round game. And probably the most difficult loss of the year came 2 weeks ago. They were up on North Forney 42-21 at halftime and lost that game 56-55. This is the 3rd meeting between the two schools overall. They have faced off in by-district round action twice before, back in 2012 and 2013 over at John Kincaid Stadium in South Dallas, where the Lobos won both of those games. And we already know the winner of this game will be playing next weekend against the DeSoto Eagles. DeSoto with a blowout win over Copperas Cove last night, 63-6.
A team that is familiar to everybody. Talking about the Eagles, a team that the Lobos faced last year in the round 4 of the playoffs, a team that is very known throughout the Metroplex. So winner gets his chance to see the Eagles. Good luck to both teams as we play it out to see who it is.
Well, I'm sure if you ask DeSoto, they would say they wanted their shot at the Lobos after they got blown out in the 4th round 50-14 last year.
Yes, sir.
This is the 8th appearance at this stadium for the Rowlett Eagles this year. This is one of 2 stadiums in the city of Garland, and it's one that's kind of been not only their home away from home, but a game where they play the inner-city games as well. They're 4-3 here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium this year, so this is very familiar digs to the people that are wearing maroon and white today.
A team, a city that you don't have to travel too far for playoff action. You got home field right here in your backyard. Everybody should show up and show out and be loud and cheer on these Eagles as they travel to 10, 15-plus minutes away to their game.
The Longview Lobos win the toss and defer to the second half, so Rowlett's going to begin this one with the football.
There is a bit of a wind. It is 72 degrees as we're getting ready for kickoff. There's a breeze blowing, which basically from our vantage point is from right to left. It's coming out of the south toward the north. So that's going to be a bit of a factor. It's an 8-mile-an-hour breeze, but it's gusting up to about 20. So you probably are going to see kickoffs that are reaching the end zone if you're kicking from our right side just about every time.
And the weather is picture perfect tonight. You're talking about low 70s right now, maybe getting in the high 60s by the time this game concludes. To be this way early on in November is picture-perfect weather.
Yeah, you can't ask for better than 72 in the end of the second week in November. Perfect indeed. In fact, it's going to be a little bit cooler next week as a front's expected to blow into Texas for the area round of the playoffs. We mentioned Garland Rowlett, 14 straight years in the playoffs from 2005 through 2018, and haven't been back since. And their previous coach retired, which led to the hiring of Derek Alford. Alford had been not only a successful assistant coach, he had a run as a head coach at Quinlan Ford. He went from 2005 to 2009. Didn't have great success there, got out of the head coaching spot, went back down to the field as a coordinator, had a great run at Allen, where they won the 2017 6A title. And he also worked with head coach Terry Gamble, who was at Allen head coach while he was at Waco Midway. So he's got a great pedigree. He's got 4 coaches with him from that Allen staff that are part of this staff at Rowlett. And they are trying inch by inch to build a winner here. That's what the goal is.
And, you can put a big check mark by that team this season. They wanted change. They brought change, brought in a good coach from a winning pedigree, and he's bringing that to here, and he's doing a great job so far.
By the Rowlett Mighty Eagle Band. Tonight's color guard is provided by the Rowlett High School Air Force Junior, ROTC. The color guard team is led by the commander, who carries the U.S. flag and gives commands to position the team for playing of the national anthem. Tonight's color guard team members are Cadet Senior Airman Mia Carrasco, Cadet Senior Airman Sienna Carrion, Cadet Staff Sergeant Kimberly Hernandez, and the color guard is commanded by Cadet Technical Sergeant Michael Argueta.
All righty, Lobo's going to kick off to start this game. We will get the offense for the Rowlett Eagles on the field first, and this is what they're going to look like offensively. Their offensive line is Clayton Pittman, the junior, at left tackle, Armando Sexton, the senior, at left guard, Casey Parrott, a senior, at center. The right guard is senior Caden Walker, the right tackle Omar Alarcon. The tight end is going to be Breshawn Cluis, who's also the backup quarterback. He's a 6'2", 185-pound junior. They'll run 3 or 4 receivers at times, including number 3, Micah Pearson, number 16, Ryan Hamilton, number 6, Braxton Moore, and number 13, Zayden Mohalian. The tailbacks, there are 2 of them. Kellen Cottrell, a 5'4", 140-pound senior who's run for 552 yards and 6 scores, and Peyton Keller, number 11. He's a 205-pound senior with 235 yards. And the quarterback, Sam Loera, 6'2", 195-pound junior, threw for 1,400 yards a year ago with 10 touchdowns as a sophomore. This year, completing 54% of his passes, almost 2,200 yards with 15 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and he's a threat to go on the ground as well. He's run for 358 yards and 9 more scores. The Lobos will have junior defensive end Tyson Johnson at one side, Darryl Dolly, the senior, at the other. Nose tackle is 320-pound senior Kristen Williams. Linebackers on the outside are Jaden Woolridge and Bradley Williams. Their numbers 59 and 18. In the middle, Jersey Hampton Williams, number 47, a 205-pound senior, and Lawson Tubb, big hitter, 180-pound junior. Corners, Josiah Hill and Decaden Carter. The safeties are Hobart Nelson and James Pierce. Those are the starting lineups, at least when the Eagles have the ball. Lobo is going to kick it off. Gustavo DeLuna will do the duties for Longview. Back deep, Micah Pearson, and this kick is with the wind behind him. DeLuna will park this in the back of the end zone. It'll come out to the 25-yard line.
And just as you speak, you talk about big play, or you talk about the win. That kick goes out of bounds. There is definitely no threat of a return.
All right, so things will start 25-yard line. Rowlett, 4 senior offensive linemen. This team was 6-4, 6-2 in district. Just brought 2 starters back from last year's team. They're averaging 27 points a game, have thrown for 2,400 yards, run for 1,400. First down, Loera, back to pass, looking deep down the field and overshoots his target, Micah Pearson, for the incomplete pass, and it'll be second down and 10.
A wheel route there by the guy that's going in motion. Quarterback looks this way the whole time, overshoots him and the defense, comes up incomplete, brings up a 2nd and 10 play call there. A lot of juiced up players right now, so you definitely saw that ball sail over the quarterback.
Cottrell back in the backfield. He is the only one back there. Laura back to pass, throwing for Cottrell. He'll make the catch and pick up the first down as he crosses the 35 to about just across the 35, and they'll say move the chains. Let's go.
And this Rowlett team moved the ball very quickly. The second play there of soft coverage, able to throw underneath. The receiver ran up the field, got a quick first down to move the chains on the second play of this drive here as they get ready to run the next play.
So first down and 10 at the 35-yard line. Loera back to throw again. He's got Pearson with a catch. He'll be taken down at the 42-yard line. Actually, he rolled over the body of James Pierce, the safety, and finally get pushed out of bounds way down the field by Jersey Hampton Williams, pushed out at the 18-yard line.
Excellent job there by the receiver who doesn't go down, keeps his balance, and keeps his feet, has the whereabouts to know I'm not down to continue to keep running. They're 3 for 3 on quick passing plays here, and as they show on the replay screen, his knee does not come down, and he runs down, and here they go. The ball inside the red zone as they get ready to try to come up and run another play here.
47-yard gain. It's first down at the 18-yard line. Loera back to pass again. Wide open man, middle of the field. That's going to be a touchdown as tight end Breshawn Cluis takes it in from 18 yards away, and Rowlett gashes down the field in just 5 plays to get the score and go up 6-0.
RPO play action pass goes to the tight end right up the seam, right up the middle, who goes untouched. Nobody sees him in coverage. He goes in and puts up the points for the Eagles to get them on board early and quickly to start this ball game with less than a minute to go as we start.
Aaron Moreno coming on for the point after. We know that his 105-year-old grandmother, Marie Davis, is watching this. Here's the point after try. It is up. It is good. It's 7-0 with 11:13 left to play in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout. You're watching the UIL Texas High School Football Playoffs live on Victory Plus. All righty, welcome back. 4-play, 75-yard drive Rowlett up 7-0. Moreno to kick off, and even with the wind in his face, he gets this 3 yards deep into the end zone. Lobos decide they're going to take it out. They got the 25, 30-yard line, and Caden Carter still on his feet, gets across the 40 down to the 43-yard line with a 46-yard return.
Flag on the play there after a big kickoff return. We're going to see what's going on here. We're going to that big return going to be a mute play, or are we going to be able to get more yards tacked on at the end of the run? We shall see.
It was a great return, a lot of effort fighting off going down by the cornerback, Caden Carter. We're still waiting for the signal, and here it comes. It's a hold on the Lobos. And so this is not going to come out to the 46-yard line. They're going to stop this thing and mark it off, and they mark all the way back towards the 15, 13-yard lines where they're going to put the ball down.
Talk about a hard breaker there to start the game. You think you're going to get the ball about midfield. It turns out to a mute play. As you get a holding call, it's going to start you inside the 20-yard line.
Offensively for the Lobos, it's Jaden Jackson at left tackle, Star Shaw the left guard, Beckett Cox the center, Demarion Pickren is the right guard, Braxton Williams is the right tackle, Jaden Washington, 84, is their tight end. Their receivers, Jordan Hobbs, number 10, Sean Davis, number 12, and number 3, Jaden Herndon. Quarterback, Johnny Trey Hamilton, first down. He's looking deep into double coverage and incomplete as he overshot Herndon, who has been covered by Braxton Moore. It'll be second down and 10.
You talk about throwing the ball throughout the season. That's what the Lobos did the first play here. Johnny Trey Hamilton has a clean pocket, and as he looks to throw deep to their big play receiver, Jaden Herndon, pass comes up incompletion. There was a good single high coverage there that turned out to be look like a quarter's look.
Defensive line for Rowlett. Xavier Beal, the 220-pound junior. Malachi McClendon, also a junior. And in the middle, Grady Holmes, 290-pound senior. Linebackers Jaden Rager and Jordan Griffith on the outside. Kaylee Smith and Keyshawn Harrison on the inside. Hamilton back to pass again. Got a man. That's caught at the 18-yard line. Making a move and across the 25 to the 26-yard line is sophomore Jacaden Davis with his first catch.
Well, both slot guys, talking about the Eagles, now I'm talking about the Lobos. Both slot guys make plays in the second play of the game there. Both of them comes away of a first down for the Lobos. Jacaden Davis, sophomore receiver or athlete, catches the ball on a quick out, cuts it upfield for a first down as the Lobos move the chain.
Corners for Rowlett, Braxton Moore and Dalen Rowlett. Jason Ton and Adrian Lacey are the safeties. First down after the 14-yard pickup. Back to pass Hamilton again, and kind of short hops that as he was trying to get it to Caden Graves, the 5'8", 165-pound junior who's become a big weapon out of the backfield. 18 catches, 320 yards, and a couple of scores.
You know, the quarterback definitely wishes he has that ball back as he has the running back running in a flare motion out there to the outside, throws it at his feet, unable to catch it as he had some running room there potentially to be able to make the play, and it now brings up a 2nd and 10.
Hamilton, 6'3", 205-pound junior. His father, associate coach for the Lobos. He's completed 65% of his passes, 2,011 yards, 17 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. On the ground they're going to go, and look out, Mason Washington into the secondary, and it looks like he's going all the way. The Lobos, who we talk about through the air this year, get a touchdown on the ground from Mason Washington as he scores from 73 yards away.
Hey, Lobos have a history of running the ball, and that's what Mason Washington does. He goes 88 and out the gate with a big-time run for the Longview Lobos to get 1 point into tying this ball game up. Both teams score within the first minute of the game. Looks like we might have a track meet and see who's the first defense to make a stop.
Washington, 185-pound senior, came in with 647 yards and 12 touchdowns. He just got number 13. Felipe Ayala on for the point after. It is up and good. We are tied at 7 with 10:05 left to play in the quarter. We'll take a break. You're watching the UIL Texas High School Football Playoffs live on Victory Plus.
Wheel Construction, and First Baptist Rowlett. Check out our flagship sponsors. They're our partners. Visit them today, become a partner of theirs as well. Back you can see Tor Eagles number 3, Micah Pearson.
Well, for the Lobos, a four-place 87 yards. The Eagles went 475 yards. Lobos 487 yards. And Keaton, you said it looks like it may be a track meet. That's certainly a track meet way to start it.
And speaking of track meets, for those of you not familiar with the Lobos, that running back, as big and as powerful as he is, runs the fourth leg of the 4x100 on a team that almost made it to state last year, Keaton.
Yes, sir. Big time run by him.
A little different kickoff this time as they decide to position kick this. It still makes it all the way to the end zone and will come out to the 25-yard line.
Almost executed to perfection by the Lobos there on that squib kick. Just goes a little bit too far there, and it's going to be a touchback. Eagles going to have the ball at the 25-yard line.
All right, well, so far the defenses have been tested and they're failing.
Yeah, it feels like a bit of a feeling out process early, and both teams have been hit with a hard uppercut, fellas.
All right, Ryan Hamilton, number 16, splitting out wide left. He is their big play guy. 27 catches, 622 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And on first down, Lorera back to pass. Will complete it to Micah Pearson. Pearson going for 10, and he's going to pick up that at the 35-yard line.
I mean, this quarterback and receiver combination, man, it's they can make these throws in their sleep, and you see it. Every single one of these completions has gone to him tonight, and he is lighting it up for right now for this Rowlett team. Sorry, I was gonna say Rock Raw.
No confusion about what the Eagles want to do here. Zach Hurst, their offensive coordinator, has got him dialed in, short, quick passing game. See if the Lobos come up and try to stop that handoff. Boy, not going anywhere. Spin, still trying to go, and nothing happening for Kellen Cottrell as he gets stood up by a handful of Lobos, and it'll be no gain, second down and 10 coming up.
That's right, the first running play by these Eagles team. He's tackled by a host of Lobos, not going anywhere as he's going to bring him up to a no-gainer, and that is a success for the Lobo defense. When they, when they're going to think about passing right now, they have been going to their guys so far. So to try to catch Longview off guard, they go in for a running play, and it is not successful.
Jersey Hampton Williams, a senior inside linebacker, getting credit for that tackle. He's averaging about 9.5 tackles a game. Second down and 10. We got a flag down from the far side of the field, and this one's going to stop before it gets started.
First pre-snap penalty. When they blow the whistle that fast, it's typically on the offense, but I've been wrong before.
Yep, they got it. False start. They'll move it back to the 30-yard line. So behind the chains now for the first time are the Rowlett Eagles. Rowlett started this year 1-3. Their one win was a 70-0 blasting of South Garland, but then they got the second half of the schedule. They won 5 of their last 6, only losing by 2 points to Wiley East, 16-14.
And that was a tough game there, a game that they was in the lead throughout that game.
All right, second down, pressure coming. Loera in trouble, he's sacked. Back at the 25-yard line. The Lobos got him, and that's number 88, Philip Hamilton, who's been a bit of a surprise this year. He's now got his 5th sack of the season. That'll be a loss of 4 more.
The first drive was all about the offense. The second drive, it seems like the Lobo defense is standing tall there. The first time that they're able to get that quarterback off the rockers a little bit, get him off of his pedestal, makes him move around a little bit, and they actually get to him for a big-time sack. It brings up 3rd and forever now. Hamilton's
a 230-pound senior playing combo defensive end linebacker. Loera back to pass. Again, pressure coming. He's got middle of the field, and again a man wide open. That's going to be in the Lobo territory, and maybe an injury for number 13, Zayden Mahalian. He hung on to it, but he kind of got rolled up on the tackle, and he'll be down at the 42 of Longview as they convert on the 3rd and 19.
3rd and long? How about 3rd and no problem? Quarterback steps in the pocket, steps up, see his receiver running down the field. Defense leaves him wide open. He comes up with a big-time play to get tackled on the Lobo side of the field there that brings up a big-time first down for the Eagles.
32-yard gain, first down, back on the Longview side of the field. O'Hara back again, quick pass again, little high for Pearson. It'll be second down and 10.
And if the Lobos don't do a better job at getting out there on Pearson, he's gonna wheel off 10 to 15 catches tonight as the quarterback is looking his way early and often so far. At that time, was able to not complete it to an empty guy that's right there in the slot who ran a quick out route.
Pearson leads the team with catches, 37, 590, and 3 scores. But it's Hamilton who's the big play guy.
Big-time receiver, the big tall guy, 16. That's Hamilton who we're talking about, who's yet to see a target yet.
Second down and 10. Loera, this time they'll hand it. Oh, my goodness, big collision at the line of scrimmage as Daryl Dolly and Kristen Williams, two very large humans, make Kellen Cottrell go in the wrong direction. That's going to be a loss of a yard. It'll be third down and 11.
Daryl Dolly looks like he's pushing the Dolly the way he pushed that offensive lineman out of the way, stood his ground, and be able to come up with a big-time tackle for loss to break up another third and long here.
Dolly's got 6 tackles for loss on the year. And now it's third down. They converted on 3rd and 19. They've got 3rd and 11 now. Loera back to pass. Got a little time. Still got time. Now he's going to start to move. Throws off his back foot and still manages to find a receiver. That's our guy we talked about, Ryan Hamilton. It'll be first down inside the 25-yard line down to the 23. And Loera is a bit of a magician back there.
He is, man. Standing tall, looking like a true quarterback threat he is. Made that throw flat-footed. Looked like he was under duress, and it looked like he was throwing into trouble. Nonetheless, threw it to his guy, number 16, who comes up with a big-time catch there. That's Hamilton as he comes up with another first down on the third down conversion.
Both these quarterbacks juniors, and both of them looking poised early. We got first down, 23-yard line, 6:13 and counting. And in motion is Braxton Moore, but we got a flag down before things ever get going. And a note on Moore, by the way. Moore plays corner and receiver. He's one of the few guys that are playing both ways here at the 6A level.
Another pre-snap penalty. You see the tackles, the defensive tackles pointing at the guard, saying that he flinched. Referee sees it, and he calls the false start. Going to move him back 5 yards.
So far, you get the indication for the Rowlett Eagles, no big deal.
Yep, not at all. If they're standing up, standing tall, especially when they get to the third down conversions, they're making big plays after big play as they came up with 2 big first downs.
Loera is 6 of 8, 137 yards and a touchdown already, and we're still halfway into the first quarter. First and 15, they'll run Moore in motion again. Loera gonna fake and then go the other way. Got a man open, that's his running back. And inside the 15 to the 11 is Cottrell, where he picked up the penalty yardage and some more. It'll bring up let's see, he got him all the way into the first down. Sure did.
Oh, yeah, a little fake out, roll out, delay out there to the back. Comes up with the easy first down to the running back as he flares out. Has this ball now, looks like right outside of the 10-yard line, so they have a chance to get a first down if they want to, if they do not score here.
Little deception there as Loera acted like he was going to his left and spun back around and hit Cottrell out of the backfield. Well, Halian, who'd been hit hard before, back in the game. They'll throw it to him. He'll make the catch, but a nice play by the Lobos as the corner over there, Carter, blows that thing up, and that's actually going to be a loss of a yard back to the 12-yard line.
That was a good play there by the defense coming off of the slot blocker there. Coming off a block, being able to come up and make a tackle there, bringing up second and long here. They look like they've been bending so far. They got an opportunity here not to break and try not to give up 6 points here.
2nd and 12. They've converted on a couple of 3rd and longs already. Now they've got 2nd and 12. Empty backfield for Loera. Back to pass, looking left. Now goes back middle of the field. Big catch and a hit inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down, but Hamilton hangs on and picks up about 10.
Receiver 6'4". I repeat, 6'4". He has a big body frame, and he's able to get the ball into his chest, make a play there, and almost get to the pay dirt as he catches it on a slant route and gets tackled by 2 Lobos.
And let me correct it. It was actually the tight end, Breshawn Cluis, with the catch. So that's his 2nd catch of the night. And now it brings up 3rd down and 2. All at the 3-yard line. They can get a first at the 1. Loera going to keep it himself, looking for someplace to go, and he's going nowhere. They're hanging on, and the ball gets ripped up, but after the whistle had already blown.
Quarterback sneaks, does not surprise anybody. It looks like they're running some big guys out there, or they're going to elect to kick a field goal here, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. So looks like there was 4-down territory. Lobos come up with the stop here, going to give up a field goal.
Now, Loera's the holder, so don't forget.
That is true.
This isn't necessarily a guarantee of 3 points, as he is the guy who's down on one knee now for Aaron Moreno.
And we're in the playoffs. Anything can happen here.
And we got a flag before we get going. I think somebody may have flinched. We'll wait and see what they tell us. This would be about, where it is right now, about a 20-yard field goal, 21-yard field goal. There's a little discussion about which direction this is going, and tell you what, Cottrell's coming back on the field. And in fact, it looks like the entire offense is coming back out in the field.
Looks like 4th and short as you're inside the 5. It's going to be a half a distance to the goal. And again, I told you earlier, they had an opportunity to get a first down at the 1-yard line here, as they're going to inch that ball potentially closer as the referees look like they break away from their huddle. And here we go with the call.
Well, maybe we'll get a call.
He's talking to the head coach, asking him what he would like to do. So we know it's going to be against the Lobos.
Now they've already moved the ball down at the 2-yard line.
So it's
couldn't hear what they said, but I'm afraid that may have not just been half the distance, but I think that was a personal foul, because they've got to actually set down a first down.
If you're looking at the sideline marker, there's still a 4 down there.
It was illegal substitution, I believe.
You see a 4 down there, so
right,
you don't
they
see.
put it there. They didn't put it up on the scoreboard. All right, so we got 4th down and a yard at the 2-yard line. Loera rolling left, got hit. Now it's a matter of who can stand up the hardest, and it looks like the Lobos are.
And I see
they're going to get a goal line stand at the 2-yard line.
And I see the referee run back, and it looks like you did not even get to the line of scrimmage to even get close to that first down. So you talk about you've been all the way to the goal line and don't give up any touchdowns. That is a successful play by the Lobos.
Well, the first time we've seen a defensive anything in this game, and it ends up being a goal line stand, and the Lobos will take over at the 3-yard line after Rowlett took that thing 72 yards down the field and couldn't get the last 3. So Longview takes it over. They'll huddle in their own end zone with 3:52 left to play in the first quarter. 7-7 ball game. And we got a whistle before we ever get going again. All right, well, the officials are doing their first playoff game of the season as well, as they try to get together on the... I don't think this is an infraction thing. There it goes, the clock thing. They want to get the clock right, so now they wind it. Trey Hamilton under center for the Lobos. They'll move tight end Cy Marsh in motion, handoff into the end zone, and fighting his way for maybe a yard is Mason Washington. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 9. A whole handful of, actually that's second back for the Lobos. That is 35, McCaden Frazier, the 215-pound junior.
Yeah, you'll see about 4 running backs for the Lobos. I think right now we've seen 3 come out there, and McCaden Frazier, who's the bigger back out of the 4, comes up with some positive game. Looks like he get the ball out to the 5-yard line, and that's a positive for the Lobos as they try to inch out a little bit from this goal line that they're in.
In this spot, you want a couple of first downs, because one here and punt puts Rowlett right back on the 50-yard line or closer.
That is definitely right.
So Lobos getting in the right personnel. They're running out of play clock time. Oh, now they reset. Here we go. Hamilton back at the goal line as he goes to the pistol.
Looks like some miscommunication between
all kinds
offense.
of it. In motion, Jordan Hobbs. He'll reset at the 5-yard line. Play clock down to 6, and now we've got a flag down, and I think somebody flinched for the Lobos. They're playing a little cat and mouse. That took a long, long time when they broke the huddle to finally snap the ball, and it's kind of a burden you ask offensive linemen to stay down that long.
Yeah, and the referee granted them an extra 25 seconds left on the play clock. and it seems like the Lobos still couldn't get out what they was trying to do.
And they're shuffling in offensive linemen, it looks like. So we'll mark them back a couple yards. All right, so Lobos get hit with a false start, and they'll take the ball back to the 2.5-yard line. A lot of movement going on between that goal line and 5-yard line. And more substitutions. Longview can't seem to figure out which people they want in the game. So it's 2nd down and 11 back at the 2. And now they go back under center. Handoff again. This is Frazier. Got a little space. 10-yard line. Got grabbed by the shirt and the shoulder. And if that tackle doesn't happen, Frazier's probably steaming his way across the 20-yard line. But a great open field tackle to bring down the big kid after a gain of about 8.
That was a big-time run there by Frazier. Going off the right side there, bust wide open. Got to the second level without being touched. Almost was able to get away from a shoulder grab tackle, and that was legal because it was right there inside there, and it brings up a 3rd and short now.
That was Braxton Moore saved a 1st down for Rowlett. 3rd down and 2. Hamilton back to back. No, he handed it off. I kind of play action passed it there, and instead he actually did get the handoff. Looks like they got the 13-yard line, which is what Longview is going to need for a 1st down. This is going to be real close depending on the spot.
The referee stops the clock, so when he does that, he's normally going to give you the 1st down, and that's exactly what they does. You needed 3. You got a little bit more than that 1st down and make it to where you can able to move this ball out of your own end zone now a little bit better.
Minute and a half left here in the quarter. 7-7 ball game. Mason Washington back into the game for Longview. 1st down, Hamilton back under center again. Into the ground again to Mason's got a spot, and here he goes again. He's already got 173-yarder. This one would be 87 if he doesn't run out of gas. And he's in for the score. 2 carries for Mason Washington, 2 touchdowns, no laundry behind him. And the Lobos have gone on the ground for the long-distance scores.
Talk about 2 drives, 2 long running plays. Mason is making you chase him as he already has more than 100 yards to go in this 1st quarter. It's looking like the Longview Lobos of old as he breaks a long play off to close out a good drive for the Lobos. Wow.
Felipe Ayala coming on for the point after try. Kick is up. It is good. We've got a 14-7 game. 1:13 left in the 1st quarter. We'll take a timeout. You're watching the UIL's Texas High School Football Playoff coverage live on Victory Plus.
Back deep to receive for the Eagles, number 3, Micah Pearson.
All right, Mason Washington, 2 carries, 160 yards, and 2 scores here in the 1st quarter. Longview drive, well, it started down in the 3-yard line, went 4 plays, 97 yards. Kickoff for DeLuna, and again, they're going to pooch this one a little shorter, 20-yard line. Micah Pearson coming up and falls on it at about the 14-yard line.
And Rowlett, last time down the field, put together a really, really impressive drive. Converted on some massive 3rd downs, and it looks like we are in for quite a show tonight, fellas. And if you're watching out there, let everybody know they need to download the Victory Plus app to see the premier high school games of the week this week. Not just us, we've got some big ones on the app, but Let's get as many folks watching these young men as we possibly can.
All right, first down, 14-yard line, 1:13 left in the first quarter. Both teams have gone up and down the field. Loera back to pass first down. That's a catch and not a whole lot. Really good open field tackle on the far side of the field as Caden Carter, again, making his presence felt that corner position. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that is all for Ryan Hamilton.
Yeah, that quick pass was not successful there as KD Carter was able to break free and come up with a big-time tackle there. Brings up a 2nd and 10, no gainer.
In the backfield now, number 11, Peyton Keller, the 5'11", 205-pound senior. A roll man in motion. Loera back to pass, got pressure middle of the field, and somehow managed to find a receiver, Zane Mahalian, who I don't know how he came up with that. He had a Lobo right on him and hangs on to it at the 36 for the first down.
His nickname must be Houdini, because my goodness, how did he was a magician catching that pass as he was draped up and dripped out and still caught the ball for a big-time first down.
Literally a perfect throw. That's the only explanation. Didn't have to move his hands, didn't have to move his head, right through a Lobo's hands.
Yeah, who really didn't get, I think his head turned around to see where the ball was coming from. All right, quarter's going to come to an end. 14-7 Longview with the lead over Rowlett. We'll take our quarter break, and we're coming right back in 90 seconds. You're watching the UIL Texas High School Football Playoffs live on Victory Plus. All right, welcome back. Second quarter starting with first down and 10 for Rowlett at the 36-yard line. O'Hara back to pass into some traffic and a little bit high for, again, his intended target, Ryan Hamilton. And again, Katie Carter in on the tackle, or on the coverage rather, and that seems to be the guy they're going after is number 6.
A big throw there to Hamilton. Throws it over the big 6'4" receiver's head as Longview's tall corner, KD Carter there. As he goes to try to go contest it. Comes up incompletion, and here we go again, another second down play as the tight end flips from his left side to the right.
Second down, Loera faking one way, got pressure and are all over him back at the 30-yard line. 3-4 Lobos all met at number 4, and that'll be the second time he's been sacked today as the Lobos brought the blitz, number 47 and number 40 in there together. That's Jersey Hampton Williams and Davion Jackson.
The Lobos do a good job on second down as they've done throughout, the second and third drives of this game here. But the third down is where they've had problems there. Here we go. This Eagle team, not a stranger to third and long, have been successful so far. Let's see what they have up their sleeve now.
They converted on 2 of 3 long third downs. Loera back to pass, middle of the field again, little high, tipped and almost picked. Josiah Hill, number 7, was the guy who had the best chance at it, but Pearson got a hand on it. It's incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down.
Pearson, who stands about 5'10", needs to be about 6 feet there as the ball was thrown a little bit too high for him. The receiver was able to get his hands on it, but not able to bring it down. Brings it up now, 4th down as they come out punt. And the quarterback is the punter.
He is the punter. And back deep for Longview to Caden Carter. We've talked about him a couple times. He's standing at his 30-yard line.
A little shallow. There's a sustained 30-mile-an-hour wind at his back here.
And he gets underneath it, pops it straight up. That ball takes a bounce out of bounds at the 40. Where are they going to put it? 3-yard line. So it'll be at the 43 of Longview as the Lobos take over with 11:04 left to play here in this first half.
Lobos, the first 2 drives have scored on touchdowns, big long runs by Mason Washington. Now they get a drive here where they start at close to midfield. Let's see what they have up their sleeves now.
And it feels a bit uncharacteristic for the 2025 Logos, who the last 3 or 4 weeks have been setting up the run with the pass. And, you're typically used to seeing 13-play pounding ground Lobos, but it's been home runs all night tonight so far.
Bunch of 22 yards. First down, back to pass. Hamilton's got Herndon, sophomore with the catch, and into Rowlett territory as he crosses the 50, gets right to the first down marker, and looks like they're going to move him. Yep, 10-yard gain, first down and 10 Longview.
The sophomore receiver catches the ball there, his first completion of the game, cuts up the field, makes a couple guys miss as he doesn't go down easily, as he was able to get to the other side of the 50-yard line on a first down throw. Pitch and catch there by him and Hamilton brings up that first.
Herndon now with, coming into this game, 47 catches, 940 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Last week, 5 catches, 67 yards, and 3 scores. First down, 47. Hamilton back again. Again, got a man open. That time, it's Jacaden Davis who's across the 35, and they'll escort him out of bounds near the 32-yard line.
Davis, who's the slot guy, also plays quarterback too. Shows you how much of an athlete he really is there. Catches the ball, cuts it upfield, makes another first down, makes the first guy miss as he gave him a nice jab step. Gets to the ball now close to the 30-yard line. So 2 plays, about 20 yards of possession as the Lobos move it downfield.
17-yard gain, first down. Washington in the game next to Hamilton. Fake it to him, back to pass, looking deep, nobody around, catch by Herndon, touchdown Lobos.
Looks like Trey Hamilton had his choice on who he could throw it to. He throws it to number 3. Number 3 touchdown, number 3 for the Lobos. Look good to everybody as the Lobos celebrate, as they are now potentially get a chance to go up 2 scores now with the extra point pending.
Herndon with his 13th touchdown reception of the year, and for Hamilton, that was touchdown number 18 against just 1 interception. Ayala on for the point after, try to make this a 21-7 lead. Here's the kick, it's on the way, and it's good. We got a 21-7 ball game with 9:52 left to play in the first half. We'll take a timeout. Coming right back, you're watching UIL's Texas High School Football Playoff coverage live on Victory Plus. All right, Lobos, 3 plays, 57 yards. They've had the ball 4 plays, and 3 plays, 11 plays, 3 touchdowns. And they have marched up and down the field on this Rowlett Eagle defense. Rowlett cannot afford another turnover or an over on downs. Short pooching kick to the 25-yard line, and that's about as far as they're going to get. Adrian Lacey, the man who picks up that ball, gets it out to about the 29-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Yeah, you're right. These Eagles now down by 2 scores are flirting in the danger zone right now, down by 2. Still a lot of football left to go in this game, but you got to feel like you need to get you some points, at least sustain a long drive right here to be able to get some confidence back over to the offensive side.
All right, so 29-yard line, first down and 10. Sam Loera back to work for the Rowlett Eagles. They have been very good through the air. They have struggled on the ground. They're going to move Cottrell in motion. Loera, late flip to him, and he gets hit at the 30-yard line, gets across the 30 to maybe the 32-yard line. A short gain of about 3 yards. It'll be second down. Josiah Hill with the hit.
A quick speed out option there. Running back looks like he gets the most yards he's been able to get tonight there, as he has a little bit of space to run there. Comes up with a gain of about 3 yards. Excellent tackle there by the slot corner, knocking his legs out to where he can't go nowhere anymore. And now here they go, some positive yards.
And if nothing else, they're trying to slow down the Lobo pass rush.
Definitely.
Because they're pinning their ears back right now. They've gone back to pass 15 times. They've run 7. Second down and 7. They're going to go to the ground again. Cottrell looking for something and nothing happening. He just got swallowed up in the middle of that Lobo line. 92, Kristen Williams, the bottom of that pile, and that's going to bring up a third down in about 7. And we got an injured player down on the ground for the Eagles, and his teammates, they just pull him up and say, come on, Armando Sexton, we got to have you out there.
Cottrell looks like he's trying to dance his way, but he doesn't have his dancing shoes with him, doesn't have any room to run, gets tackled right there at the line of scrimmage. Here comes another third down conversion for the Lobos on defense as they're trying to get a stop. This Eagles team, who's been able to convert, last drive wasn't able to, but here they are. They got to feel comfortable about themselves. They have shorter distance to go now.
Jaden Vera coming in to take Sexton's spot for the play. He's number 66 at left guard. And before we get going, timeout called. It's called by the Eagles as the play clock was running down on them. 8:42 left to play here in the half. 21-7, Lobos with the lead. And when we look at the stats, it's a pretty telling difference of what's happening here. Rowlett has 184 yards through the air, minus 6 yards on the ground. Lobos have 173 yards on the ground, 71 through the air.
Seems like this Lobo team offensively has been able to do a little bit what they want to do, running it on 2 big long rushing touchdowns. Last drive, they got a big long touchdown. This offense seems like they're hitting on all cylinders right now. This Rowlett Eagles team right now is need a conversion right now to at least get a defensive shot, a chance to catch their breaths, and a confidence booster for them guys as well.
Jaden Bates hopping into the game for Longview, wearing 49, lining up at one defensive end. And here they go, back to pass, 3rd down 7. Loera going to throw one out into the flat, and they've got to get to the 39-yard line, and let's see where they mark him out. Looks like short of that at about the 38-yard line. On the catch that time, Matthew Hicks.
Run out the catch there, catch the ball in the flat. Running backs get as much as he could there. It looks like he's going to be a long yard short there. Like we said, in no man's land, it's 4th and 1. This Eagle team looks like they're going to actually bring the punt team out now here. Yeah. So a long 4th and 1.
Here's the problem it looks like for Rowlett, and that is short yardage is a bugaboo.
Yes.
They're really good in space, but we saw in the goal line stand in the first quarter, they've got trouble with short yardage situations, and I think Coach Alford recognized it, and we're lining up to punt. However, Cottrell's still in the game. Loera's still the punter.
Yes. And when you call in a timeout on the 4th down, it looks like you have to have something up your sleeve there. He probably didn't get the guys he wanted in, or didn't get the relay call into the quarterback like he wanted to. So 4th and short here, you gotta have your head on the swivels there. Be on the lookout for a fake in the playoffs.
Or they decided, I don't think punting the ball here is in our best interest, right? You've got a Lobo team you can't seem to slow down, who gets the ball at the second half. If you give them the ball here and they score, that may very well make this hill just a little too tall to climb. So they may change their mind and go for this.
Well, if they're going to do a fake, they're going to do it without their offensive lines on the field. I see those guys are still out here on the bench here.
Yeah, it's a fairly small front line because you're trying to cover a punt. You got to get guys who can get down the field. Lobo's playing without a guy back.
Yep, so they're playing for your
They're not buying that this is going to be a kick. And Katie Carter, number 6, who's the punt returner, coming up to the 45-yard line. They've got all 11 basically at the line of scrimmage, daring Rowlett to go ahead and fake it. We've got extra guys here. So 4th down and a long yard. Big part of this game all of a sudden happening with 8:05 left to play in the first half. They actually put 10 seconds back on the clock. There's the snap to Loera, and he is going to punt it out of there. And doesn't get a great punt, but gets one that's going to take a good Eagle bounce. It'll go inside the 15 and down to the 11, make it the 10-yard line. So he gets a 42-yard punt out, actually a 52-yard punt out of that. They'll take that in a flopping of the field, and for Rowlett, that's a pretty good win.
For sure. Right before he punted the ball, he stepped to the side to make sure there was nobody deep, that he pooched the ball up to where he was able to take an Eagle bounce and bounce it all the way inside to the 10-yard line, where the Lobos have to go 90 yards to pay dirt if they want to score again.
Big defensive possession coming for Rowlett here. It feels super, super important, although we're early in this one, but got to have a stop.
Well, with long yardage to go, Mason Washington's been the guy. Let's see if he's checking in for this first down possession at the 10-yard line. Hamilton will break the huddle, and sure enough, in the backfield is number 23. 33 in front of him is Keelan Cummings, the fullback, and they're going to try to go up the middle this time, and they'll pick up a solid 5 yards on the first down carry.
Seems like when the answer has been the run, it has been a success for the Lobos so far tonight, as they've been able to run array with positive yard gains throughout the night so far here. And as they just did on the first down, comes up with 4 to 5 yards to start the drive off with.
Yeah, officials say he went down at the 14-yard line, so gain of 4, second down and 6. Same formation for Longview, and this time it's the quarterback right up the middle. Thought he saw something off left guard and managed to get it up to around the 17-ish yard line, so it brings up third down and 3.
Saw somebody flinch, so the center snapped it to him. Quarterback ran a sneak there, came away with positive yards there, and that brings it up to a 3rd and 3. And I see this Eagle team substituting some bigger bodies in, taking the corner out, bringing in another down lineman here. So they're lining up to stop the run.
64, Isaiah Jefferson, extra lineman coming in for Rowlett. Boy, they almost flinched. 2 of them next to each other right in the middle of the line. Leaned forward and held on. Hamilton's got 4 on the play clock, and he'll snap it with 2. Oh, Washington blown up in the backfield. Jaden Rager, the linebacker, came flying through there, and you mentioned a big defensive player, big defensive stand, Frank. They got it from Rager.
Yes, Rager flying off the edge, come untouched, able to come away with a tackle for a loss on Washington in the backfield, and that's a stop that this Eagles defense desperately needed to bring up a 4th down and long to make the punt.
Not just a stop, 3 and out, and now the Lobos have to kick into this incredibly brisk win.
Punter is Jordan Hobbs. He's averaging about 39 yards a kick. Back deep for Rowlett. That is Pearson back there.
That's going backwards.
Yeah, this is not good. This hits at the 30-yard line and rolls out of bounds at the 19. That's going to be a 6-yard, 7-yard punt. They'll say it's dead at the 20-yard line.
And you saw when it peaked, the wind just took it back another 15 yards.
You're talking about a swing of momentum. As you see that ball get kicked high in the air and goes back, it definitely start going the Eagles' way. And here they are starting this drive off from the 20-yard line here, desperately needing to score. Only down by 2 scores right now with less than midway to go in this second quarter.
So a huge turn of events. First down and 10 now for the Eagles at the Lobo 20-yard line. They go to the ground, and nothing happening. Getting in there is linebacker Jersey Hampton Williams, who will upend the running back for Rowlett, Cottrell, and they'll say, what, a yard gain, 19-yard line.
Defense did a heck of a job there, especially the guys up front, letting the linebacker Jersey Hampton Williams run free, come away with a big-time tackle there of a 1-yard gain.
That's 2nd and 9, 3 receivers right. Loera back to pass, going to dump it off Cottrell, hit in the open field and stopped cold at the 20-yard line. Really nice form tackle. We may have a Lobo that's hurt on the tackle.
Lobos is in a cover 2 look there.
I think that's
Carter. It looks like that's Carter. The Lobos, one of their best defenders, coming away with a big-time hit, and he's yet to get up. A big-time blow for the Lobos if he can't go anymore. Hopefully this young man is okay.
You almost feel like that might be a stinger or getting the wind knocked out of it. It felt like that collision was just chest to chest with that ball right there. And They still got him down on the ground, so we'll deviate away from that. It'll be 3rd down and 10 at the 20-yard line. This would be a huge defensive stand in the other direction if the Lobos happen to force a kick instead of a potential 7 points for Rowlett.
For sure, the Lobos was in a cover 2 look there on that play. Carter, who was sitting there holding the flats, once the quarterback threw it out there, he came up and made a heck of a play there, tackling the running back on the no-yard gain there, playing the defense to perfection to bring up the 3rd down, to make them, starting the ball out on the 20-yard line, making it hard for them to be able to get any yards. And
if you're wondering about the camera, we're obviously not showing an injured player down on the ground, and so that's part of what's happening right now. But the training staff for Longview, this collision happened right at the sideline on the Rowlett side of the field, and Carter is up and walking off on his own. So that's a good sign, a great sign, obviously, if you are a family member of number 6. He's walking off on his own.
Especially the way he's walking and nobody is following him. Nobody's holding him. So that right there, to me, eliminates the thought of a concussion.
Right.
There's another type of shoulder or neck injury, but hopefully that young man is okay.
Yeah, he didn't look wobbly-legged. He looked angry walk off the field. All right, so 3rd down and 10 after his tackle on Cottrell. And now they'll wind the clock back up again. We're coming up on the 5-minute mark left here in the first half. 21-7, Longview with the lead. And again, they're going to throw one back to Cottrell. He's going to try to throw from there, and that pass is out of bounds, incomplete, and it's going to be 4th down as they try to get a little tricky that time.
Crowd wants a flag.
Well, and I could see why they thought there was interference. The problem was the pass wasn't catchable because he threw it out of bounds.
And as soon as the running back threw it, he just laid on the ground because he knew he did not give a catchable ball as the ball was thrown completely out of bounds. And here you go. Started on the 20. You stayed on the 20. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal. So that is a win for the defense, as they don't give up a touchdown on their drive.
Aaron Moreno, who's got a 50-yard leg, is going to kick from 37. Left hash, kick, blocked. They're going the other direction. Lobo's trying to find the ball and scoop it, and it's lost, and Tubb comes up with it. He's taken down at the 41-yard line, and how about the field flipping again?
Late flag there. Not sure what exactly happened, but that is going to be a block for the Lobos as they block a long field goal. Bigger win now that they had a chance to get 3, come away with nothing. And you got to know that it got to hurt the Eagles' chances right now as they're hurting right now. They're reeling as they come up, as they let the Lobos get a big playoff. Now they're going to have to move the ball back.
Well, this one's going to be returned to the 42-yard line, but they're going to mark off some of this on the penalty. That's going to be against the Lobos, but it'll be after the block, so they'll put this thing down back at the 42-yard line.
I didn't see who got a hand on that. That was Junior Lawson Tubb with the return. Probably in hindsight, a good thing he didn't house that. It would have been a little more frustrated for Lobo fans as that ball would have made it all the way back to the 40, but either way, Lobos have a chance to put together a 2-for-1 drive here with 4 3/4 left here in the second quarter.
So Lobos take over on downs, 1st down and 10 at the 42. Mason Washington back in the game in the backfield. They're going to hand it to him, and he will be spun down at the 44-yard line after a short gain. And it brings up 2nd down and about 8. In on the tackle that time, Jaden Vera.
And there was a patient run there by Washington as he lets his pulling lineman get out there in front of him, lets him try to direct his path as he only was able to get away 1 yard there. And with 4 minutes left to go in this first half, it looks like this Lobo team is not in any type of rush up 2 scores to be able to try to go put some points up right now.
And this is your 4-minute offense try here. You want to get down the field, get a score, get the ball to start the second half, and then really make Rowlett be in trouble. Hamilton back to pass. He's got lots of time. Got a man. That's Sean Davis. He'll catch it. Get dropped at the 42-yard line on the Rowlett side. 1st down, Lobos.
Outside receiver Sean Davis ran a hitch, found the open spot in the zone. Trey Hamilton, who finds him, was able to play pitch and catch. come away with a good first down for the Lobos as Davis gets his first catch of the game here with under 4 minutes to go.
During this season, Sean Davis may be one of those risers in the lineup. He started like a fourth-string receiver, and now basically he's in the starting unit. First down, Hamilton rolling. Got Herndon, makes a catch, tries to make a move, gets away from Moore, but Moore gets some help, and he's going to be taken down at the 37-ish yard line. Now a little extracurricular as Herndon and the safety get tied up together. Actually, it's a linebacker, Keyshawn Harrison. Herndon with a late push and may get hit with a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, you can tell Herndon didn't like what happened at the result at the end of that play. He comes up a little bit pushy, gets caught in the action as the referee was looking at him, throws a flag. That is definitely going to be his first personal foul penalty, and they're going to mark him off 15 yards at the end of that play there.
So there we go. We get the dead ball foul. And if you're a Lobo fan, you may be watching this going, how come the other guy didn't get hit with it too? Because the other guy didn't get caught doing it too. That's how that works. The official sees the push and may not see the thing that instigated it. Either way, Herndon cost his team 15 yards with a penalty.
Any young man that's out there watching, or anybody that's young that's watching this, that's playing sports, the referee always catches the second player. It doesn't matter what you do, no matter how you get instigated, you got to be able to play clean during the whistle.
So they get hit with the penalty. It'll take it back to the 47-yard line. Hamilton back to pass. We got a flag again. Pass high and almost intercepted. Ja'Caden Davis couldn't get it down. And I tell you what, Rowlett's safety on the far side of the field was seeing 6 points. That was Dalen Rowlett, the actual corner over there. But we got a flag down at the line of scrimmage.
So the tip actually ended up doing the Lobos some justice, but there was a flag that was thrown immediately once the ball was snapped, and it's going to go against the Lobos.
Looks like an illegal formation they're going to decline. And bring up 3rd and 20, 7 maybe?
It's 3rd and 22 is what we've got now. So 3rd down, 22. Ball at the 47-yard line. They got to get all the way up to the 31 to get a first down. Clock stopped with the incomplete pass. 2:55 left to play here in the first half. Jordan Hobbs split wide left. Hamilton, quick drop, got time. Gonna look that way, high again. Caught by Ja'Caden Davis, who got taken down. There's going to be a face mask on this. Lobos are going to get a first down on the face mask on the far side of the field. Davis went up to get the catch, and when he came down, the defender on that side got up in his grill. I think that may have been the safety Adrian Lacey that got in there, and they're going to mark 15 the other direction.
What a big blow for the Eagles, who had the Lobos in the 3rd and 22. Comes up short of the first down on the catch, but you grab him by the face mask, and that's going to be a first down penalty at the end of that play. And the Lobos continue to keep marching the ball down the field on this drive, as now we have under 3 minutes left to go in this first half.
Yeah, it would have been a 4th and 5, and with the wind blowing in this direction, probably too long to try a kick. Yeah, and there it goes. They'll mark off the 15.
And now they can march off more time off the clock. They're marching the field, and we talk about it. We talk about this a lot. The team that scores pretty much at the end of the first half, and they start it off at the second half, get an opportunity to get a quick 14-point swing, potentially. And the Lobos set themselves up in a great field position right now with 2 minutes and almost 2 minutes and 30 seconds and counting, as they're going to probably try to run the play here to get to the 2-minute warning.
2:32 left to play in the half. Rowlett crowd not happy about that call. So the Lobos dig out of their own 3rd and 20 plus to get a first down. And I'll tell you what, it looks like maybe Sean Davis may be offside. He may have lined up offside. They didn't throw a flag. Hamilton back. He's got trouble. Breaks a tackle. 15-10, 5. Dragon defenders. He'll get into the end zone and score the touchdown.
But we have a flag down on the play. Flag at the line of scrimmage. The white hat referee. The head referee sees it. He's going to call the holding, and that's going to come back.
We'll wait on this one. Lobos think they had a touchdown, but the white hat is standing back at the 25-yard line, and he's going to disagree. Yep, there's the holding call.
It's going to come off the board, but you can't argue about what a just an unbelievable individual effort by Trey Hamilton there. It's not going to count, but it's going to go down in the highlight reel for sure. Made a couple guys miss, and you don't realize how fast your Lobo quarterback is till you get him out there in space running downhill.
All right, so mark it back at the 30-yard line. Clock stopped at 2:10. And we'll try that again. And honestly, and I may have been wrong, but it sure looked like Sean Davis was lined up offside on this near side toward us. That could have been the 5-yard penalty anyway. So go back, first down and 20 at the 30-yard line. Hamilton to Mason Washington. He's already got 2 touchdowns, makes a nice cut inside the 20 and gets down to about the 19-yard line for a gain of 11, maybe 12.
And here we are now with the 2-minute timeout here, 2-minute warning.
So we're going to take a timeout as well. We'll come right back. You're watching the UIL Texas High School Football Playoffs live on Victory Plus. All right, out of the 2-minute timeout, we go back to action. 12-yard gain by Washington on the last play. It brings up second down, and they'll go right back to Mason. Spins out of one tackle and will be pushed forward across the 15 to about the 14-yard line, and that brings up third down and 4.
A tough run there, making a lot of guys miss. Looked like he was dead to rights at the line of scrimmage. That was just an effort run play, a running back that just wasn't going to be denied, as he was able to come away with the manageable gain there. It brings up a third and 4 now to be able to convert.
He comes out of the game 177 yards in this first half on 7 carries, couple of touchdowns.
Massive play coming for the Rowlett defense here.
And into the game comes Keelan Cummings. He'll line up next to Hamilton. Trey rolling to his left, going to throw deep toward the back corner of the end zone. A sliding catch, but out of bounds. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
Now that brings up a fourth down here. Looks like the Lobos are running their kickoff, their field goal team on. Remember, they're kicking into the wind here, but it looks like a manageable field goal as they're kicking from the 15-yard line, which would make it about a 31-yard field goal.
Javier Glaive was the intended target on that last pass. Made a great catch, but just couldn't get a foot down. All right, so it's going to be a field goal attempt for Felipe Ayala. This one from 30 yards away. TJ Jackson, the holder, snap a little bit high, gets the kick up and out of there, and he's not going to get it. I may have gotten tipped at the line.
Just going to say, yeah, it looks like he may have gotten tipped, and the ball sailed to the right there. 1 minute left to go in this first half. Is a win for the Eagles. Now they have opportunity now to go get a score before this half is over with. And I believe they only have one timeout left, so let's keep that in our back pocket and see what they can do now trying to go up the field.
With 1:04 left in the half. The Eagles dodged a bullet there. The touchdown that was on the board got taken off the board, and as a result, instead of being down 3 scores, they're down 2 with a chance to make it 1. First down at the 14-yard line. Loera back to pass, ball in and out of the hands of his receiver over there, and he's just kind of standing like, how did that just happen?
Yeah, a sure-handed receiver who started out the game on fire comes up with the ball, or comes up not catching the ball that he knows he should have had there to be able to get them started on this drive.
Yeah, Mahalian, who's had a couple of catches, knew the hit was coming from somebody. He was trying to turn to get started up the field and just didn't secure it. So it's 2nd down and 10. And they'll go to the ground. Cottrell, boy, and Kellen, just nothing happening. He gets stood up again at the line of scrimmage. The sophomore backup defensive tackle, Chaston Wrighton on the tackle, and the Lobos are going to take a timeout now.
If you're going to run the ball there to try to get out of this first half, the Lobos sees that, calls a timeout after getting a tackle for a loss here, make you want to throw it to try to get your first down. They're gonna try to keep as much time to themselves as they try to go in with the score.
So with 51 seconds left, Longview's got 2 timeouts left, and they now have put a bit of a pressure here on Coach Alford. If I throw the ball and it's incomplete, they don't have to burn a timeout. If I don't get a first down, they're going to have 45 seconds to try to march down the field. If I run, they're just going to burn a timeout anyway, and well, they'll only have 1 and not 2. So you figure he's going to try to throw the thing and avoid giving that ball back over to Longview. But they've got 3rd down, and that's a loss back to, about the 12-yard line. So they've got 3rd and long again. Loera's got Cottrell next to him. And we have a false. I heard a whistle, and maybe not. Looked like the tight end had budged there. They'll move Hamilton in motion. Loera going to go back to pass, looking for Cottrell. Caught the ball. He's trying to get to the first down. He put the ball out, and let's see if he got it there.
Has a play, but it looks like it's going to be short. He gets out of bounds, and that stops the clock. Not enough to get the first down, and I believe that's not enough for them to be able to go for it neither from this part of the field. And Eagles, I believe, Lobos called their 2nd timeout, so I guess he did not get out of bounds.
Yeah, well, he's about 1.5 yards short of the first down. And now you would kind of anticipate you got to punt this out of here. You can't mess around with this. There've not been great punts in this game, although Loera hit one earlier with nobody back that rolled for a 52-yard punt. But Hobbs had a, 7-yard punt for Longview, and Loera's other punt was not necessarily stellar either. So neither punting game has shown up with much success tonight.
Well, he has the wind in his favor right here. But they're running the offense out there. They're not going to go away right here. They're going to try to convert.
No, I'll tell you, they've got a timeout left. They're going to try to draw the Lobos off sides. There's no chance they're going for it here. I can't imagine.
Well, it's 4th down, 1.5 yards. So let's see. Loera at quarterback. They'll move Cottrell out of the backfield. And now we got whistles blowing again, and I think Longview took another timeout.
And that's their last timeout there by the Lobos. As this Eagle team tried to run a look at them that they haven't seen. Yeah, knowing that it's 4th down, knowing the magnitude of this player here, they want to make sure they don't give up anything cheap.
A couple things. I'd be very surprised if Rowlett actually snaps his football. And 2, got to give them credit. They took the Lobos' best shot, and if things hold the way they are, they're going into halftime only down by 2 scores after what felt like an onslaught by Longview early.
Oh, Rowlett got on the board first with an 18-yard reception by Clusen, make it 7-0. Longview scored the next 21. Mason Washington, 73-yard run with 10:03 left in the first quarter. Then it scored an 87-yard run with 1:13 left in the quarter before Herndon caught a 30-yard touchdown to make it 21-7 for the only score of the second quarter.
They just called the delay of game on Lobo defense.
I don't think I've ever seen that coming out of a timeout. A delay of game, which is going to result in an automatic first down.
Well, and we had seen a couple of weeks ago the Lobos have trouble getting out of a timeout late in the game against North Forney, and it basically cost them that game.
Yes.
So they kind of fooled around here with an extra timeout. Now they give an extra chance to Rowlett. Loera back to pass. He's going to throw one a little deep. He's got a man there, and it's a big hit, and they separate ball from receiver. And they're going to get a taunting penalty on the safety, Vondarian Adams, who kind of looked down and said something after the fact, and they're going to tack 15 yards onto the incomplete pass.
He's going to have to be careful because it may have been a blow to the head, and if it is a taunting penalty, that may be an ejection. A big time play there, separating the receiver from the ball.
I'm sorry, was it a no? I believe that was taunting. I was saying no. I was hoping the young man wasn't injured. That was a helmet to helmet there, I believe.
All right, so they're going to. Rowlett thinks they've got the ball up here at the 40-yard line. It's a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, which was the 28. So it would move it to about the Lobo 43-yard line.
Yeah, it's a big time. It's a 15-yard penalty no matter what.
I think the Lobos they're going to wave it off.
Wow.
Huh.
Wow, and that's really making the Rowlett fans a little fussy right now.
Especially the hometown fans. They definitely don't like that call. But if we're going to talk about the result of the play, excellent job there by Adams, the safety, separating the ball from the receiver as he makes a play there.
Second down and 10, 28-yard line. We're back to it. Loera back to pass. Got pressure coming in his face. Launches one deep, intercepted. It's picked off by James Pierce at the 44-yard line, and the Lobos have 18 seconds left, and they take the football with the first real turnover of this game.
First turnover is an interception by the Lobos. This Eagles team who was looking to hopefully try to come up with some type of points here to close the first half. Gets the ball intercepted at the 45-yard line, give these Lobos about 18 seconds left to try to go make something happen. But that is a win by the defense of the Lobos, coming up empty for the Eagles, making the Eagles come up empty.
So Longview's got it. They have no timeouts left. Ball at the 45-yard line with 18 seconds left. Field goal range for Ayala, you probably got to get to the 25-yard line. It means you need about a 30-yard gain. Hamilton back to pass. He's got all kinds of time. Looking, caught, shot dropped. Davis started to do the same thing that we saw Mulholland do earlier, is look up to start moving forward and drop the ball at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, got to look to catch it and to be able to make a move. He did the opposite, looking to make a move before he saw the catch in. That's a terrible incompletion that the receiver going to tell you 10 times out of 10 he has to catch that. It doesn't matter what league you're in.
That would have got him to about the 40-yard line. They probably would have still needed 15 more. Instead, it's second down and 10, 12 seconds left in the half. Three receivers right. They'll hand off instead, and nothing happening there. Caden Graves gets the handoff. He stopped right at the line of scrimmage. In there on the tackle is Kylie Smith, the middle linebacker. Longview trying to rush up and do something again, and forget it. Clock runs out, and that'll end the half.
Into the first half, the Lobos not able to come away with nothing after that turnover. Up 2 scores, going to get the ball to start the second half. Up 21-7 for the Lobos.
All right, well, they scored 3 in a row after falling behind 7-0. Rowlett hung around in this first half when they easily could have been down by much more. They'll go to the locker room down by 2 scores. Longview's going to get the ball first when we come out of the halftime. They're putting the time up on the clock, and we'll let you enjoy the halftime performances as you're watching us here on Victory Plus.
Service. To do that, our employees serve you around the clock. We also build new lines to meet growing demand and proactively maintain our electrical equipment. Thank you for being a Garland Power & Light customer. GPL, always there when you need us.
The Vuettes will now entertain you with their Stringer Jazz Routine 2, Uptown Funk. The Vuettes would like to recognize the following Spirit Committee members: Lane Flowers, President; Gabby Acevedo, Vice President; Taylor Foreman, Chaplain; and juniors Kyrie Carter and Olivia Zuniga. And now, the 2025 Longview High School Majorettes will perform a Dance Twirl Routine 2, All-Star. The LHS Majorettes recently went to solo and ensemble contest where they won 20 First Division medals. Ladies and gentlemen, under the field direction of drum majors Etsy Islas, Olivia Shepard, and Ryan Castaneda, The Longview Independent School District proudly presents the award-winning Longview High School Logo Band. This is the Big Green Marching Machine. big green marching machine marches down Rockinell off the field. State record 76 first division at the UIL Region Marching Contest, earned a silver medal at the UIL State Military Marching Contest, and capped it off with a performance at SFA with the Lumberjack Marching Band. The student and director of the local band would like to thank all parents, community members, and LIOC for their continued support this season. We would also like to thank our silver level and higher sponsors for this year: Soria Loop LLP, Peter Chevrolet, ABC Auto, Weber Landscape, Raising Cane's, Rams Peyton Body, ECA E-Discovery Solutions, Hollow Yarborough, Fish by Mandy LLC, Salique Brothers Excavation, Walmart 4th Street, Lamelva Mexican Bakery, Eastman Credit Union, Captain Anonymous, Dr. Ryan Peavy, Juicy's Taco, Drug Emporium. Thank you for your kind attention to tonight's performance, and go Lobos! Rowlett High School proudly presents the 30th line of your Silver Rhythm Dancers. Social Officer Guard Junior Cameron Dunn, Seniors Kayla Johnson, Sarah Biombo, and Natalie Sanchez. These officers work tirelessly to ensure the morale and spirit of the parties is always at its highest. Leaders of our team are SRB dance officers. These dedicated dancers perform with excellence, lead rehearsals, inspire their teammates, and set the standard for spirit, positivity, and dedication. Congratulations to sophomores Paris Cunningham and Paige Ferris, and seniors Nara Anton and Sarah Sauerkraut. Tonight, the SRDs are performing a streamer routine to I Want You Back.
second receiver, assisted by Miss Jean Camille. State UIL participant, the Rowlett High School Mighty Eagle Marching Band. The band is led on the field by drum majors Gerardo Hernandez, Raimundo Guerrero, and Nayeli Pineda. Please join me in congratulating the Mighty Eagle Percussion for their first place finish and outstanding score award at the Louisville Drum Invitational last Saturday. For your halftime enjoyment tonight, the band will be performing the 2016 hit Hand Clap, released by Fitz and the Tantrums. All right, Eagle fans, it's the playoffs, so say it with me. And now, your Rowlett Mighty Eagle! Ladies and gentlemen, the Rowlett High School Mighty Eagle Band. The band is under the direction of Renee Elizabeth Duck, Jeff Carmona, and Jenny Clapper. And special thank you to Dr. Ricardo Lopez, the GISD Superintendent, Mr. Joseph Figuarelli, Director of Visual Performing Arts, and Mr. David Dunphy, the Rowlett High School Principal.
All right, we are at the half, coming at you live from Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Chuck Zach, Keaton Daniels, Frank Sides here on Victory Plus as we're bringing you by-district round action between the second place team out of 9-6A, the Rowlett Eagles, the third place team out of 10-6A, the Longview Lobos. We have a 21-7 Longview lead. Here's how the stats look in the first half. Rowlett with 9 first downs, 191 yards through the air. Quarterback Sam Loera is 14 of 21 He's thrown 1 touchdown and 1 interception. The running game, they've not been able to get much going on the ground, just 11 carries and negative yards. Lobo defense very strong against the run. On the other side, Longview with 9 first downs as well. Their quarterback, Trey Hamilton, 7 of 12 for 106 yards. Running game, 12 carries, 193 yards, and the bulk of that was on 2 carries by tailback Mason Washington, who scored from 73 and 87 yards out. So 160 of that 193 came on those 2 plays by Washington. Converting on third downs, Rowlett started very strong. A couple of long third down conversions. Lobos have kind of figured out a little bit about what they're doing and have settled that thing down. Longview, probably the biggest play of the game, maybe a 4th down stop that happened at the 3-yard line that kind of flipped the momentum a little bit, moved it back in the direction of Longview after Rowlett had come out and scored on their opening possession. It looked like this may be, as you guys said, a track meet up and down the field. It kind of settled in after that.
Yeah, the way that it started out in that first drive for both teams scoring within a minute on their first drive, it looks like that's where we was headed to. Once Longview was able to make a stop there, right there inside that 5-yard line, they wheeled off another 14 more points and to take a commanding, but this is high school playoffs, a commanding 14-point lead here. Got a long way to go left in this football game. We've seen a lot of comebacks. Long way to go. You're definitely not crowning or thinking about the next round right now. You still have half of football left to play, and you got to do some more execution. Whomever wants to be able to come away winners.
Now, as a guy who played down on a Texas high school football team, adjustments at halftime, what's happening in that locker room that makes you think, or that you believe is what we're probably going to see for adjustments from either of these teams?
Well, I'm going to take the winning side first. If you're a winning team, you want to continue to keep thinking whatever you're doing is a success. You got to be able to withstand, what they throw at you the second half. Knowing that they know they're going to make more adjustments, you just got to be able to keep everything in front of you from a defense perspective, be able to make tackles, not give up a big play, especially on the first drive. The losing team, however, you just need to figure out what you're running is not working. Let's try to make some little minor adjustments. Not panic is the big thing. Not panic. Be able to sustain drives. Being able to start reeling away, more plays to get your team confidence. Get 6 points instead of 3, and be able to come away with stops on defense.
Yeah, and if you're Rowlett, you say, look, guys, we've seen Longview in this position before. We've seen teams come back and put their backs against the wall and come back. They've shown us what they have. We've matched up with them fairly well. They didn't out-athlete us off the field. We're not behind 4 scores. This is a winnable football game. Go out and execute and do what you came here to do, and you got a shot to advance.
Well, for the Rowlett Eagles, the problem for them, and we kind of pointed out a little bit in the first half, they couldn't establish any running game at all. And that really played into the ability of Longview's defense to rush the passer almost all out. When you're one-dimensional and you can't even slow down the pass rushers because they don't have to worry about running, it makes it a whole lot more difficult for Sam Loera to be back in that pocket and be able to do anything. We saw a lot of pressure in that second quarter once things started settling in a little bit. Lobos got a little bit better feel for they can't run on us, we can just rush them a lot.
Yes, sir.
And the Lobos have made their way onto the field here for the third quarter. You can hear the Lobo fight song, and the Lobo crowd has traveled fairly well tonight. And again, I'll remind you guys one more time, let everyone know where to find this. Walk them through how to download the Victory Plus app. If they've not done that, it's the least you can do. These kids earned it. They deserved it. We want to get as many people watching these young men as possible. We wouldn't be here tonight, and we won't be here doing this next week if you can't get as many folks watching this tonight as you can.
Well, second half is less than a minute left before we get kicked off. Both teams are running out here. It's curious to see what these Eagles team come out and do, especially because they're kicking the ball off to the Lobos. The defense is going to have to come up with the stand if they're going to be able to have any fight left in them.
And when we talked about halftime adjustments, it's the one time in this game that John King gets to see his kids.
Yes.
We talked about it in the pregame. If you weren't with us, the Lobos coach has really missed 9 of the games this season. He was there on the opening night against Lufkin, but has not been on the sideline since because of surgery involving mouth cancer that happened in September. So it's the one time he can see his kids, kind of make some person-to-person adjustments with them, kind of build them up, figure out what they did wrong. Other than that, he's back up in the press box with the rest of us.
Yes, sir.
And what's happening on the field's kind of out of his control.
Absolutely.
And if you know John King, voices his opinion in a candid fashion.
All right, Lobos are going to get the ball to start the second half. They won the coin toss to begin the game and deferred to the second half, so they will be receiving this kick. They'll send back, and if you look for a second, Jacaden Carter started on the field. He was one of the deep return men when we started this game. He's come back off the field. He had a little bit of an injury on the sideline, and there may have been some question about having him running back kick. So instead, they're going to go with two different players. Caden Graves, 22, and Jaden Herndon, number 3, are the deep men. Aaron Moreno's the kicker.
And that's a positive sign to be able to see that he was actually potentially back there to receive that kickoff there that was kicked to him.
Yeah, I don't know that he asked the coaches.
I was
think
about to say, it
probably
looks like
headed
that
up
was
there
his
on his
decision.
own.
But I saw the coach talking to him, and he just took his just took his helmet off, and he just casually walked off to the side.
All right, it's a line drive kick to open the half. A one hopper. It's going to go right through everybody and out the back of the end zone. Longview's going to take it at the 25-yard line.
Touchback, going to go to the 25-yard line for the Lobos. Important third down. It's an important third quarter drive from the Rowlett Eagles team. A team that desperately needs some stops, needs the ball to start going their way in order to be able to stay in this game here. Just got to do it on the defensive side.
Starters for the Lobos: Jaden Jackson, Star Shaw, Beckett Cox, Demarion Pickering, and Braxton William on the offensive line. Jaden Washington is the tight end. Jordan Hobbs, Sean Davis, Jaden Herndon the receivers. Mason Washington starts in the backfield. Keelan Cummings the fullback. And the quarterback is junior Trey Hamilton. And on first down, they're going to go back to Mason Washington. He ran for 2 long touchdowns in the first half. His first carry of the second half goes for 16.
Starting that drive off there with a big, powerful run. There are 2 backs, 2 tight ends. Look, there's a big-time run there to get the Lobos a positive drive to be able to start this drive.
And Lobos going in a little hurry up. They'll get it back to Washington again. He goes right up the field again, and now it's a track meet. You're not going to catch him. No flags behind him. He's got his 3rd score of the evening, and the Lobos quickly, with 30 seconds into the half, jump out to a 27-7 lead.
2-play drive, third touchdown by Mason Washington. Another one as he breaks open. Wide open in the field. He's an anchor on the sprint team. Once he get out there, it's hard to be able to stop him. That is touchdown. Again, number 3 for the Lobos as they go up potentially 20 points. Can make it 21 with the May field goal here.
It'll be a 15th touchdown on the season for Mason Washington. He had 647 yards coming into this game. He's well over 200 on this evening, and we're just 2 plays into the second half. Felipe Alaya hits the point after. We've got a 28-7 lead. We'll come back here in just a minute. You're watching UIL Texas High School Football Playoffs live on Victory Plus. All righty, welcome back. We start the second possession of this second half. Short kick by Gustavo De Luna. That will be gathered up by Messiah Brown of Rowlett, and they'll take over at about the 30-yard line. Well, how about Mason Washington's night? We mentioned he had 670-odd yards coming into the game today. He's got 9 carries for 252 in this half plus 2 plays. And 3 touchdowns.
What a way to make your impact on this playoffs running for 200-plus yards is sure making a statement that's going to be able to be heard all around Texas as you keep going.
All right, ball's at the 30-yard line. First down and 10. Sam Loera, the quarterback, will get the rest of his offense after this first down play. They're going to try to run it. Jesse or Hampton Williams, first man to hit Kellen Cottrell, and it's a gain of just 1, maybe 2. We'll call it 3 at best. And second down and 7 coming up. Clayton Pittman, Armando Sexton, Casey Parrott, Jaden Walker, and Oscar Alarcon are the offensive linemen. Brashawn Cluis, the tight end. Micah Pearson, Braxton Moore, and Ryan Hamilton are the receivers. Cottrell, the tailback, and junior Sam Loera is the quarterback for the Rowlett Eagles. Second down and 7. Second back, Peyton Keller in the backfield. Loera going to roll. Throw on the run. A little bit behind his intended target, Pearson. Incomplete. Second down. Make it third down and 7 coming up.
A sprint out pass to the right side there. Quarterback is not able to throw it to him on time. Throws it behind the receiver who comes open late there as he throws it at his feet. Brings up a 3rd and 7 play here. This is a third down. It's a third down. As we talked about earlier, they were successful to start out. Then towards the end, they kind of started stalling.
Lobos bringing a couple of pass rushers, Philip Hamilton and Chaston Wrighton. 88 and 65, third down 7. Pressure coming. Ball knocked up into the air. Can't find it. Incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Not able to get to the quarterback. That the defense does what they're supposed to do. Get their hands up, bat the ball down. Comes up with a 4th down. So 3 and out for the Lobos. It's not the way you want to go if you're an Eagles fan and if you're the hometown crowd.
Trying to see who it was that got a hand on it. It may have been Wrighton who just checked into the game who did it. All right, Carter's going to go back to Caden Carter, back to return the punt. Loera getting ready to punt back at his 20-yard line.
I believe that's Josiah Hill. KD Carter made his way to the sideline.
All right, Hill in to do the duty instead. Here comes the punt. They get it out of there. Hill will drift to the 30-yard line, make a clean catch, and see if he can't make something happen. And the Eagles say, no, you cannot. He'll be stopped at the 34-yard line. It'll be first down for the Lobos there with 10:24 left to play in the third.
3 and out by the Lobos. The offense comes out now. It came up ran off 2 plays in their first drive, and they did it from the running game situation. Had 2 backs, 2 tight ends, and they just was trying to out-physical you, and they did that. What are you going to try to do now to start the second drive if you're the Eagles?
Well, the problem for the Eagles is everything that went wrong happened for them.
Yes.
They needed to get off the field and not let the Lobos score, and then they needed to come down and answer, and it went both negatives. They gave up a touchdown and went 3 and out. So it's first down, back at the 34. More Mason Washington as he goes for 6. Make it 7 to the 41-yard line.
And it's the same running play. It's 2 backs, 2 tights. The key that I see, or the big thing that I see, is that you're in 3 down lineman front. That is a soft front to be able to stop a heavy running game. It's a recipe for disaster because you're not putting a lot of big bodies in as they bring in, as you try to bring in and corral and try to funnel the run. But when you're having lighter bodies up front, it's easier for the offensive lineman to be able to push you back.
Washington out. Caden Graves, 22, in at tailback now. Second down in about 3. Cummins, the fullback. They'll hand it to Graves. Gets a little slice of opening and crosses the 45 to the 48-yard line. Defense for Rowlett. Xavier Beal, Grady Holmes, and Christian Hawkins are the line. Jaden Rager, Jordan Griffith, the outside backers. Kylie Smith and Kishawn Harrison, the inside backers. Dalen Rowlett, Braxton Moore, the corners. Adrian Lacey and Jason Tunn are the safeties.
And it's tough for a high school team who see a lot of spread throughout the state of Texas. Once you see a running team like that, it's kind of hard to mimic that in practice.
They'll stay on the ground. They'll give it again to Caden Graves, and not much across the 50, but to about the 48-yard line. 4-yard gain on first down.
Positive yard gain there by the Lobos. Get the ball on the other side of the 50-yard line as they've been able to just methodically run the ball down the field to start this drive here.
Well, that's the goal. You've got a 3-score game and the football, and you've got a defense that's getting a little, I'm sure, frustrated and tired. Now you just want to lean on them. He'll stay with Caden Graves behind Keelan Cummings. Haven't seen the fullback run yet for the Lobos. Not going to see it here. Graves again tried to avoid the first defender that got through the line. I believe that was Collie Smith, the linebacker, and he got nothing out of that. Now it's 3rd down and 6.
First third down of this third quarter for this Rowlett Eagles defense. What type of stop can they make as it's a big-time 3rd down, as you still a lot of time left to go in this ball game, as you can definitely come up with a play here if you want to be able to feel good about yourself.
Lobo is going to bring in a couple of receivers, Davis and Herndon. They'll split out wide right, 2 tight ends set. Hamilton back to pass, looking, trying to get to Davis and wasn't anywhere close, missed him by about 5 yards, and now it's 4th down and 6.
The stop that the Eagles needed here, bringing up a 4th down. They're going to make the Lobos punt the ball back, give them the ball, give them an opportunity here. Now down 3 scores here with less than 8 minutes to go in this third quarter, give them the ball back.
That's a big response by the defense for Rowlett. They gave up the first down, but then really kind of stiffened up things. Of course, Lobos changed backs and went away from Mason Washington, went to the smaller Caden Graves. Here's Hobbs on for the punt. This one better than the last one. He had a 7-yard punt earlier. This one's going to hit at the 15, and we'll take a Lobo bounce inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
The wind is still blowing in on him, but he did a better job of getting the ball down just a little bit lower there to take a Lobo bounce and make this Eagle team having to start the ball inside the 10-yard line, have to go 91 yards if they want to be able to score here.
So 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third. To give you an idea, Sam Loera, is a 14 of 22, 191, and 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Most of that came in the first drive. It's been a hard road since then. Loera back to pass. Looking. It's middle of the field. They go back to what worked in the beginning of the game, and it works here. Gain out across the 25-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down for Rowlett as they went right back to the things they exploited early. Zayden Mahaly on the wide receiver with the catch.
Big-time catch there by your receiver, who comes up with the big-time play there. Being able to break away, come away, get them the ball outside of their own goal line, gets them the 1st down, making them feel good about it. And they're having a long discussion here between the quarterback and the coach in between plays here.
17-yard gain on 1st down out to the 26-yard line. Kellen Cottrell out of the backfield looking for him. And it was a little bit behind him. Lobos had seen that a couple of different times, and they actually sent out linebacker Bradley Williams, 18, after him. That's an incomplete pass, and it's 2nd down and 10.
It looked like the ball was tipped right there at the line of scrimmage. I think that's the defensive end there. Tyson Johnson able to come away with the deflection there to make that ball an errant pass.
Johnson, a 250-pound junior with 13 tackles for loss this year. 2nd down and 10. Under 7 to play here in the third quarter. Man in motions, Micah Pearson rolling out as Loera. Looking for Pearson. Boy, that ball was timed just about right for Josiah Hill, who almost got himself an interception. He stepped right in front of Pearson. He read that play from the get-go and just couldn't hang on to it.
You talk about a perfect zone coverage, their defense. The number 1 receiver goes in. The number 1 corner, or the outside corner, doesn't bait. He stays at home. Sees number 2 settles down in front of him, breaks up the pass there to come up with the incompletion here. Here comes a 3rd and 10 play call variety here.
And Lobos confused on defense again. They were trying to get another safety in, Obert Nelson. They do not. 3rd down, pressure coming. Ball short and caught for a gain of about 1 yard. And that's about all, as Hamilton went down and got that. Now it's 4th down.
4th down, wasn't able to get any type of yards, positive yards, to being able to think about going forward on 4th. It's 4th and 8. You definitely know you're going to punt it away now.
And that's where you give the pass rush a little credit on that. It almost looked like that ball short hopped on the replay that they saw up on the big board, but it was the pressure getting at him, and Loera was unable to step into that pass. And now it's 4th down, and Hill goes back to his 45-yard line. Loera to punt again. Boy, they almost got to him. They're getting more and more aggressive. Fair catch called for by Hill. He'll make it at the 45-yard line, and the Lobos take over there with 6:03 left to play in the third quarter, up 28-7.
Great field positions for the Lobos to be able to start out this drive, as they're going to get the ball to start at the 45-yard line with 6 minutes to go. We have played halfway through this third quarter here. The Lobos have scored 1 touchdown. The Eagles haven't yet.
Feels like if Longview can get themselves in the end zone maybe one more time, it may be a real tough road for Rowlett to come back the way the Lobo defense is playing right now. First down at the 45-yard line. Hamilton back in the pistol this time. He's got Mason Washington back in the game with him. First down pass, caught by Herndon, nothing doing. They stopped that in a hurry as Adrian Lacey, the safety, comes up and makes first contact. No gain, second down. Yeah, maybe a yard gain. Second down and 9.
Herndon was in the slot. Looks like he was going to be able to have some room to run there. Nobody was really lined up outside of him. Once the throw was made out there, it was a longer throw. The defense was able to get there fast, being able to corral him for a gain of 1 yard.
Hamilton just 8 of 14 for 107 yards. He hasn't needed to throw the ball a lot today. They've been successful on the ground, and they're going to have flags coming down as 3 of the guys for Rowlett came flying across the line of scrimmage and ran over Beckett Cox, the center. Now, did somebody flinch, or did they come off on their own? And there was a late flag that was thrown in there. We saw the 2 that came from the side, but after the fact, a late one was thrown in on that, almost like that contact with the center was a little extreme.
Offsides there.
And it's just going to be a straight offside the end.
Yeah, man, they touched the center too, which made that play go dead, which is actually a smart play to actually do. When you jump off sides, go ahead and touch the lineman, because if you don't touch them and if you try to just get back, you give up a free play, and potentially you could be in the danger of giving up even more yards after that instead of a 5-yard penalty.
So they'll move the ball up to the 49 on the Rowlett side of the field. They make it second down and 4. Davis and Herndon going to split right this time. Lobos going with a 2 tight end set again. They've been doing this a lot this second half. To the ground they go. That's Mason Washington as he crosses the 40-yard line. And this is just a scrum to the 36 as Washington picks up about 13 more.
Mason is making a way out of nothing. Well, it's not nothing. The offensive line is doing an actual good job there, and they're paving the way for him as he's well north of 200 rushing yards into this third quarter. He's able to get to the second level throughout the night so far. He comes away with the first down run.
He's sniffing 300, 273 now. 4:36 to play here in the third. Back to pass. Hamilton looking, pressure coming. Going to sling one towards the goal line. Herndon lays out but can't bring it in. Now there's a flag that comes way late at about the 7-yard line.
Looks like he was touched as he was getting ready to catch that pass. Ball was thrown inside, and it was the DB had his back to the ball, not knowing where the ball was thrown. As Herndon's trying to come make a play, he intercedes him, and that is going to be a flag all day long.
So the ball was at the 35-yard line. We'll wait for this discussion to decide how many yards they're going to assess. It looks like it'll be a pass interference, although you could say defensive holding, but that far down it's usually going to be a pass interference call.
Yes, sir.
Rowlett trying to flip some fresh defenders in there. Isaiah Jefferson coming into the game.
Both teams.
Whoa. All right, so we're going to replay first down. What you got is holding on Longview, and you got a pass interference on Rowlett, so that play never happened.
Yes, sir.
We'll just do it again. First down and 10.
That play never happened. We're going to do it all over again. It's the ultimate offsetting penalty.
Yeah. Back into the game, 22, Caden Graves now checking in for Longview. Lobos taking a long time getting this play in. They're down on the play clock to 7 seconds. They still are not in any kind of urgency, and I don't think they realize they're about to run out of clock. They may reset it, and they just did.
Yeah, the referee, the umpire, he was lined up over the ball, wasn't going to let them run that play there, so they was definitely stalled out there.
So they're still trying to figure out the play clock. They put it up to 40. Now they reset it at 25, and Lobos are kind of meandering around trying to figure out what we're doing here. Now nobody knows. Well, the mechanics on what had happened after the penalty call kind of messed this up. They ran the play clock all the way down to 0. Now we get the start the clock symbol from the referee. First down. Hamilton, little late flip on the option to Graves, and he gets pulled down from behind, almost a horse collar by Jaden Rager.
Yeah, a tackle there by the defender. I agree with you, Chuck. It looks like it was going to be a horse collar tackle as he hit him from behind there. The referee sees it his way there, and he's not going to throw a flag there. And that comes up a stop of a 1-yard gain there. Long handoff, but not a lot of running room.
So second down and 9. Graves checking out of the game.
That delay, they added 30 seconds to the game clock.
And Mason Washington checking back in. We'll have Cummings, the fullback, in front of him in the eye. And fake the handoff to Washington, rolling. He wanted Cummings. Instead, he goes intermediate direction, hits his tight end instead for the catch. And that's the backup tight end, actually, Cy Marsh, who comes down with that ball. It'll be a first down at the 19-yard line.
The backup tight end showing you he has some hands, and he's doing it with no gloves. Cy Marsh coming over the big-time play there for the Lobos, giving them the ball at the red zone now. Inside of the red zone, the ball at the 19-yard line.
15-yard gain. First down and 10 at the 19. Rolling up on the 3-minute mark left here in the third. Fake to Washington, rolling Hamilton, looking end zone, wide open, touchdown Lobos. The other tight end, Jaden Washington, with his first catch of the game, and Longview's up 34-7.
Sprint up to the line of scrimmage, play action pass. Tight end is wide open, brings the Lobos to a bigger lead now, a chance to put this game away, a potential extra point now to bring this game to a 28-point lead for the Lobos if they can capitalize here.
Washington with just his 7th catch of the season, but his 2nd touchdown. Longview with 2 scores here in the third quarter to extend the lead. Point after by Felipe Ayala is good. It's 35-7. We'll take a break. We're coming right back. You're watching UIL Texas High School Football Playoffs live on Victory Plus. All right, Lobos kicking it off following the touchdown pass by Trey Hamilton. This is Micah Pearson. He'll get it out to about the 27-yard line, and that is where Rowlett will start. That was a 5-play, 55-yard drive for Longview. 2nd touchdown pass of the night for Trey Hamilton, who's now got 19 on the year.
Big time throw there by the quarterback as he started out that drive with a bunch of runs. Last 2 plays of that was two passes to your tight ends, and that looks like they're going to be a holding, and they're going to mark that ball back further.
Longview utilizes the tight ends so infrequently that when they do decide to draw one up, it's almost impossible to catch him slipping out there, and he was wide open.
And back-to-back plays, they hit their 2 tight ends, Marsh and Washington, and the 10-yard penalty will put Rowlett back at the 20-yard line, where Sam Loera, who came out firing to open up this game, their first drive, marched down the field, got on the board first, and since then 35 unanswered by Longview. And now Loera's back at his 20-yard line, and he's got to figure out a way to get some points in a hurry. Two-step drop, delay, off the back foot. Oh, that one, another one picked off. And again, Josiah Hill, who almost had one earlier in the quarter, is going to take this one all the way to the 5-yard line before he gets bumped out of bounds hard by Omar Alakar. And it's going to be a first down. However, you're pointing down here. You got a flag?
30. The flag at the 30-yard line at the top there. Looks like there may have been a blindside hit or something of that variety.
After possession change.
Yeah, but what a play there by Josiah Hill. Comes away with a big-time interception, playing zone perfectly, comes away with another turnover for the Lobos, giving them 2 tonight. The defense is starting to stand up and stand out, and they're making some plays, and they're enjoying themselves down that sideline.
Instead of it being down there on the 5-yard line, it's going to be a holding penalty against the Lobos that is probably about the 22-yard line, so they'll mark this thing back outside the 30. So no first and goal, but they do take away a possession, it looks like, from Rowlett.
And Josiah Hill, obviously a talented young man, getting an opportunity with the loss of one of the Lobos senior quarterbacks very early on in the season, and has progressed every week to the point where you can trust him out there on an island at this point late in the season.
And you see he's stepping up, standing out, shouting out, and making some big-time plays there for the Lobos tonight as he's doing that.
Hill picking up his team-leading 3rd interception of the season. He and Carter each had 2 this year. So first down at the 31-yard line. Lobos take back over on offense. Hamilton back to pass, looking deep, going for the back of the end zone. Got Herndon back there with 2 defenders. And they're waiting for the sign. There it is, touchdown, Longview on a circus catch out of the back of the end zone. Herndon scores from 32 yards away, and it's 41-7.
What a play by Jaden Herndon, going up over the top of 2 defenders, giving them a head tap, letting them know he's catching it on your head, comes down with it, and that is a big-time momentum play after a turnover, coming up with the big-time catch there for the touchdown.
Point after by Ayala, up and good, 42-7. We'll come back and talk some stat stuff in a minute. First to break, you're watching the UIL Texas High School Football Playoffs live on Victory Plus.
receiver, Eagles number 3, Michael Pearson.
All right, welcome back. Here's the Lobos kick down to the 7-yard line. Micah Pearson bringing it out across the 20. We got a little room, 30, 40, and still on his feet across the 50 and taken out of bounds finally by TJ Jackson at about the 44-yard line of Longview. Best play for Rowlett since the first drive of the game.
A big play that the Eagles desperately needed. You wonder, did it come too little, too late? There, as they got it from the kickoff return side of things there, as they come away with the big-time return to get the ball to start this drive at the 44-yard line.
And for those of you watching Longview for the first time, going back to the touchdown, that young man is a sophomore receiving offers from the likes of Oregon and Texas A&M as a 14-year-old freshman last year.
Herndon with 76 yards tonight. That put him over 1,000 for the season. Handoff, and the ball's on the ground. They lost the ball on the handoff. Peyton Keller was trying to sweep to the right. He lost the ball. The Lobos come out with it. It's Jesse Hampton Williams. It's got it, and it looks like Longview's going to take it right back over again.
Fortunately, it looks like the running back sustained a horrible injury there as he's yet to get up. He's shaking up down on the field there. Well, actually, he was the blocker who got rolled up as the Lobos were trying to corral that ball. The turnovers, they're contagious. Back-to-back plays there for the Eagles teams, not going in their favor as the Lobos come away with 2 stops, two turnovers as they get the ball back up big, 35 points with 2 minutes left to go in the third.
And we got obviously an injured player down on the field, so we'll cut away from him as we let the trainers do their job out there. But the Lobos are going to get right back on the ball at the 50-yard line when we come out of the injury timeout. And this thing kind of snowballed on Rowlett. Really in the second quarter it began, and here in the third, we mentioned this as we opened the quarter, they really needed a stop and a score to make this thing be a game that was going to be, in question all the way to the end. They couldn't get the stop, and then they got 3 and outed. And the good news is Kellen Cottrell just hopped up and he's running off the field on his own. So I think he may have gotten an ankle rolled up on it, looks like, and he was down for a while, came out on his own, and will go back to playing football. But another turnover now, and the Lobos, who already are up by 5 scores, now can start getting into a position where they think about DeSoto next week. We still got a quarter to play, but they've got pretty good control on this at the moment.
Absolutely. Injuries is not something that you like to see, but it is unfortunately part of the game, and especially when you play a collision sport like football, sometimes it is definitely inevitable as the Lobos get the ball now right here in midfield.
It's third turnover for Rowlett in this evening's game. 2 interceptions and 1 fumble now, and it's first down at the 50. Trey Hamilton, they're going to work on throwing the football some more. He's going to go middle deep. That one through the attempted diving hands of Javier Glaive, and it'll be second down and 10.
And unfortunately there, Trey Hamilton was not able to step up and step into that throw as he was hit under duress quickly there from the right defensive end as he hit him. And Glaives, Javier Glaives, who dove for the ball there, just diving just to keep it away from getting it intercepted.
Yeah, it was Grady Holmes who was really in Hamilton's face, and he did not have time to take maybe one more tick before he delivered that ball. So second down and 10 at the 50. Washington back in the game at tailback, and he's going to get the ball and right up the middle. He's going to go for another 5-6 yards.
The run has been the recipe to success for these Lobos offense tonight. And yet again, here they go with a 7-8 yard gain here, a 6-yard gain here to bring up a 3rd and 4.
This has been a season where Longview, and we talked about in the pregame, has kind of been in transition, moving away from what had been power football to a more open 21st century offense. But tonight it's been running that football that's been their bread and butter. Second down, third down actually. Pass caught, 40-yard line. And that's Jordan Hobbs, breaks a tackle and goes down hard at the 30, but he picks up a first down.
A play-action pass to your receiver on the outside edge. He runs a quick out. Defender playing so off that he was so wide open and was able to run upfield after the catch, make him miss, come away with more yards after that to break up a first down for the Lobos as they're driving down the field again.
Well, that was a 15-yard pickup. And it's first down at the 29-yard line. Lobos beginning to flex their muscle a little bit. Back to pass. That is Glaive with the catch. Got a good block. Tell you what, Hobbs, who just caught that ball a minute ago, had a really nice block. I think there's a flag down, and they're going to maybe get him on a hold.
Yeah, he threw it right where the blocking was taking place there, while Hobbs who just made the catch. Now he's blocking on the edge there. Maybe held the receiver the DB just a little too long there, and it's going to mark back 10 yards on the holding penalty.
And really what that does is going to set up about a first down and about a 9 or 8, where that holding penalty took place was about the 17-yard line. So actually it sets up 1st and 8 if they mark it off the 10 yards.
That is correct.
And they're down to 54 seconds. Not sure exactly what we're doing here, but somebody must have taken a timeout because both teams kind of moving over toward their benches for just a minute. We got an injured player again.
Got an injury there, so it's a referee's timeout as they take their time to figure out is the player okay. He's walking off under the arms of the trainers.
On a positive note, we've had several kids injured tonight, but every single one of them is able to get back up and walk off on their own power. So power of prayer tonight doing its work.
Injured player is one of the guys in the secondary, Anthony Jackson, who gets back to the sideline. So they're going to mark off the penalty after the catch, and in effect it becomes a 2-yard gain, and it's 1st down and 8 for the Lobos.
Referees never signaled what happened, but we told you guys it was definitely a holding call. 1st and 8 now here.
And Hamilton goes back to pass. Got crossing route, had Hobbs open, sees him late, gets it to him, and he is going to be finally stopped at the 10-yard line. Boy, that corner over there, Rowlett, Dalen Rowlett, who plays for Rowlett High School, having a hard time getting down Jordan Hobbs.
Excellent play there by the offensive lineman. That group playing in unison, playing in sync, was able to give Trey Hamilton plenty of time to dissect what the defense was giving him. Initially missed Hobbs, but caught him late, come away with the big-time 1st down on a crossing route to give them the 1st and 10 from the 11.
Which it actually looked like he may have gotten closer to the 10-yard line, but they'll say out of bounds at the 11.
And that is going to be the end of the 3rd quarter.
And it'll end with a big lead for the Lobos, 42-7. You're watching UIL Texas High School Football Playoff action live here on Victory Plus. All right, welcome back here to Victory Plus. It is the beginning of the 4th quarter. Longview with a 42-7 lead over Rowlett here in the bi-district round of our 6A Division II playoffs. Districts 10-6A and 9-6A squaring off. Longview with a 1st down and 10 at the 11. And Mason Washington back in the game. Instead, it's Hamilton who finds his tight end again. And how about a second tight end touchdown for Longview as they open up the 4th quarter. And it's Jaden Washington getting his 2nd score of the evening. And the Lobos are up now 48-7.
The Lobos are definitely in command of this game. They're pretty much doing what he wants to do. Play action pass, quarterback rolls to the left. Catches his tight end for the 2nd touchdown tonight there for him. Have a game for the Lobos. What a way to start this 1st round.
Felipe Ayala on for the point after, trying to make it 49-7. One play into the quarter, point after is good. Lobos up by large. 11:53 left to play in the game. We'll take a timeout. Longview up by a 49-7 score. You're watching UIL Texas High School Football Playoffs live here on Victory Plus. All righty, welcome back. 49-7. If you'd asked me at the first 2-3 minutes of this game, would this be the score in the fourth quarter, and I would have looked at you funny. Rowlett went down and scored on the first possession of the game, and since then it's been 7 unanswered touchdowns for Longview as Rowlett's going to return this one, Lacey, out to the about 38-yard line. And for Trey Hamilton now, 4 touchdowns tonight. He's got 21 on the year. He's moving up a touchdown Longview career list. So is Jaden Herndon. He's got 2 scores tonight. He's up to 14 on the season. That ties the great Jalen Hale, his junior year output. Herndon, just a sophomore. They now are tied at 3rd place all-time on the Lobo list with 14 scores in a season.
Yeah, Jalen Hale, if you remember that name across the state of Texas, that is a receiver that is playing for the Alabama Crimson Tide right now.
So first down for Rowlett at the 38-yard line. They're going to go to the ground, and Keller, who fumbled his last time with the football, gains about 3, maybe 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
A successful running play by the Eagles. Their inside zone play. Running back was able to get about 4 yards there to make it 2nd and manageable as the Eagles taking a lot of time off this play clock here. The quarterback runs down and meets the coach. A huddle of the minds. There's about 4 players there talking to the coach about this next play that they're going to call.
Well, and Derek Alford's got a bunch coming back. And now he's only got 1 junior on that offensive line. But Loera and Pearson and his tight end and backup quarterback, Breshawn Cluis, all are juniors. So is Braxton Moore, as they're going to get the ball into the hands of Micah Pearson. He gets a first down as he crosses the 50 to the 48 of Longview.
That's a good tackle there by Bradley Williams. If he would have missed that, he would have been this receiver, this slot guy would have been able to keep running, and that was a stop there. That was a stop that the Lobos needed to not give up any long run or any touchdown.
And looking at the positives for Rowlett, this is a program that has been trying desperately to get itself back into this conversation about the playoffs. And after a drought of about 5 or 6 years, they're back in here now. And for Coach Alford, that's a big deal. And you're moving your program forward. This is one of those steps. Keller with the handoff, all kinds of trouble. Lobos all over him as Lawson Tubb, the first one to hang on. That's a loss all the way back to the 47 of Longview as they lose 5 yards.
The linebacker is not going to get out juke as he's going to dance with you. He comes up with a big-time tackle for loss there. Shout out to the defensive line, letting your backers and safeties being able to run scot-free there to come away with the stop. They're deep in the back of the end zone. I mean, deep in the back of the line of scrimmage.
And number 5's back on the field for Rowlett. We saw him leave the game last quarter with what looked like an ankle injury. Kellen Cottrell, he's back out there. That's a great sign. And he's going to get the football here on a 2nd down and 15. A hat came off one of the Lobos, and we still got some blocking going on as, let's see, the helmet came off number 70. That's a sophomore who's basically a substitute, plays offense and defensive line. That's a Jordan Mitchell who lost his hat.
As he was getting double teamed, his shoulder pads almost came off as well, too.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 15 now for Rowlett.
But this Rowlett team, to get yourself back into this dance, this playoff dance, you're definitely trending in the right direction. As you're saying, they was projected not to make the playoffs.
No, 7th is where they were.
Finished 7th, man. To right the doubters wrong, this got to be a success for you.
Third down 15. Loera, a little bit deeper pass this time. Got a man and a little high, and he took a hit as a result. Coming down to lower the boom, James Pierce really hit. Wide receiver. Is that number 3 or 2? Because I'm having a hard time picking up the number the way the jersey got scrunched. That's actually their safety, Adrian Lacey, who plays a little bit of both ways. And he probably wants to stay on defense where he does the hitting and doesn't take the hitting.
Yeah, with him jumping, he leaves himself exposed. Longview was in a cover 2 look as the cornerback was underneath that. Had to make the quarterback fit the ball over the corner's head. And just did that, but exposed his receiver.
So on 4th and 15, Loera on to punt again. Oh, they almost got that. Boy, they got close. Punt's going to take a eagle bounce inside the 20-yard line. It'll roll dead at the 17, and that's where Longview takes it over with 8:45 left in this game. So we'll see if Longview starts emptying the bench up by 42 points with 8:45 left to play. Looks like we're going to get a handful of guys out there who weren't in to start the evening.
It looks like sophomore Jacaden Davis is getting the plays from the OC, so we might have a new quarterback in for the Lobos here.
Alford Hall is lining up at left tackle. He's 78. Malachi Moore, 71 at left guard. I picked them up coming on. Davis on first down, going to hand off, and about positive yards across the 25 as we get maybe our second look at McCaden Frazier.
And those of you unfamiliar with the Lobos, Jacaden Davis, the backup quarterback, also doubles as a slot receiver / running back / return man. He's got some Division I offers already early in his career. Another playmaker for the Lobos.
And now it's going to be run the football time. We got another jumping on our center as we got 60, I believe, for Rowlett, Christian Hawkins, who lowered the boom on the center. And it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Rowlett, and that may give the Lobos a first down.
And that's exactly what happened.
Second time today we've seen that happen. So Longview gets to move the chains and walk forward 5 yards thanks to the 5-yard offside penalty. Ball will be placed down 31-yard line. First down and 10 now. Jacaden Davis back to pass. And that one complete. Oh, and look out, off to the races. Lobos into the secondary. That's Camarion Pickren, and Pickren's going to take this thing 69 yards for a touchdown. His first catch and score of the season.
Pickren has not had his hands on the ball all year. In spring, the young man was very shifty, tough to bring down, and you got a chance to see it in person there. Fun fact, his older brother is a 315-pound offensive lineman for the Lobos, and he comes in at, 125 or so?
You're being generous, I think. Pickren, they got him at 5'6" and 120.
But got to feel good for the young man getting his first action in the playoff game. And
point after is good. We'll make it 56-7 with 7:46 left. You're watching UIL Texas High School Football Playoff action live on Victory Plus. right, kick to Rowlett as Pearson picks that off at the 4-yard line and will go out of bounds around the 17. Lobos scoring drive, 2 plays, 82 yards. And for backup quarterback Jacaden Davis, he's in a spot where he's stuck behind the junior Trey Hamilton. He won't get the chance to probably be starting quarterback for another 2 seasons, but for the year, Davis has 260 yards on the ground and 5 touchdowns. He just threw his second passing touchdown of the year, and he's got 16 catches after today and more than 200 yards receiving the ball. So he really is that Swiss Army knife kind of guy. So it's first down for Rowlett. Loera back to pass, and a few yards. Zayden Mahalian, who's had a pretty good night tonight, gets it out to about the 24-yard line as he picks up 7.
Reception for about 6 yards. It's going to bring up
Second down, about 3 now for Rowlett.
Got a chance to see some second teamers in on defense for the Lobos getting to dip their toe in the water here in the bi-district playoff game.
Clock down to 7 minutes. Again, Loera back to Mahalian again, and this time not much happened as that thing gets blown up in a hurry. And speaking of those backups, that's one of them playing corner, Caden Dixon, the 5'6", 150-pound senior that stops that one. It brings up third down in about a yard. On the night tonight, Loera 19 of 31, 229, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And they're going to throw one more time. This one in and out of the hands of Micah Pearson, and he would have had a chance to run for quite a long time. The Lobos were really biting on the slant inside by Ryan Hamilton, and instead it was Pearson who, if he catches that, may still be running. Instead, looks like the punting unit's coming on for Rowlett. Had a couple of drops today, have the Rowlett receivers. Loera's numbers are better if they're a little surer-handed this evening.
And again, the Lobos aren't going to take any chances with the quarterback doubling as the punter. No one back to return this.
Mahalian with 6 receptions. He had 10 on the year. He's almost equaled that number tonight. This punt hits at the 50-yard line and will move into Longview territory and stop at the 40-yard line. So Lobos will take over, 5:59 on the clock with the ball at the 40-yard line. Well, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the winner of this is going to get a date with DeSoto. And obviously Longview's in control of this football game now. It looks as though it's going to be a rematch of last year's 4th round of the playoffs when Longview kind of went in as an underdog despite having a pretty outstanding, about a 9-game winning streak at the time. They, however, in a rainy Saturday in Waco at McLean Stadium, put up 50 on DeSoto and blew them out 50-14. Bad snap, and Jacaden Davis, doing what Jacaden Davis does, manages to pick up 11 yards on what should have been probably a 5-yard loss.
You kind of get a chance to see what we were talking about, how he's such a just an explosive and versatile young player who's kind of been eased into the offense over the course of the season. Battled an ankle injury the last 3 or 4 weeks. He looks like he's finally back to full health, which, might just terrify future opponents. But Jacaden Davis, first down run. Let's do it again.
Lobos with 609 yards of offense so far tonight. They'll go back to the ground. Fullback up the middle. Look out. This is going to be across the 35 to about the 33-yard line. There aren't many carries in the Lobo offense for the fullback. The backup fullback is Brandon Cavazos. He just rumbled his way for about 15 yards. It's been that kind of night for Rowlett. Lobos tonight now with 341 yards on the ground, 283 through the air. And we started this second half really talking about the struggles that it seemed like Trey Hamilton was having. He ended up throwing for 214 and adds 69 for Jacaden Davis as Longview takes a timeout with 5:05 left to play in this ball game.
Again, we will remind you guys to let everyone know where to find us, where to find this by-district playoff a couple games the week on Victory Plus. We'd like to shout out Victory Plus for tasking us with the task of bringing this game to you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed the production, and we get to do this again moving forward for whomever. For Rowlett fans, keep your heads up high. Your team acquitted themselves well. Again, like Chuck said, steps forward, whether they're big steps or small steps, as long as you're moving in the right direction, it's a win in everyone's book.
All right, first down at the 34-yard line coming out of the timeout. Davis in there at quarterback. We're going to hand off. We got another running back. That's Davion Jackson. And look at this guy go for another 20 yards inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. And Davion Jackson, who started this year as a defensive player only, has been brought in the last couple of weeks as a basically second or third string fullback, and he rumbles for 20 more.
Just one of those nights, if you're a Rowlett Eagles fan, the Lobos just happen to have the offensive line going, and that run game is borderline unstoppable. On nights like this, you got to tip your hat. So we'll get them next time.
This team came in averaging 204 yards passing and 200 yards rushing a game, about as balanced as you can get. It's 362 running, 283 throwing the football tonight as Cavazos back in for a couple yards. And it'll be second down and about 8. Well, if Lobo fans were worried about the team didn't have it in them to play physical football, if they thought they may have gotten away too much from what had been a long-time Longview identity, I think they came back out tonight and showed they could still gash people running the football. Clock under 3:45 left in this one. 56-7, Lobos with the lead. They have been in control since midway through the first quarter. Handoff, Jackson again, makes a nice cut at the 10, goes spinning into the end zone, and it's 62-7 as Davion Jackson gets his first touchdown of the season.
And again, folks, that is a outside linebacker, just made the shift to fullback mid-season, and it appears he's got a little confidence at this point.
If you're a Longview fan, you're like, where was this senior the last couple of years? The problem if you're a fan of football and don't really know a lot about Longview, running backs here get blocked by really good running backs in front of them. And DeLuna getting to try the point after. We'll take a break. We'll talk more about that when we return. 63-7 the score, 3:29 left in the game. You're watching UIL Texas High School football playoff action on Victory Plus.
Ball to receive for the Eagles, number 3, Micah Pearson.
All right, Longview up 63-7. And they'll boot this one into and out of the end zone. Actually, Ayala getting to do the kicking off now. DeLuna, they've been running 2 kickers. DeLuna's been doing the kickoffs. Ayala's been doing the point afters. They flipped roles, and it was actually Ayala that kicked that one through the end zone. We mentioned running backs at Longview High School. For guys like Davion Jackson and even Mason Washington, who's kind of the stud this year, they were blocked by a 2,000-yard rusher, Boosie Washington, who's at Tulsa now. He was blocked for a couple of years by Taylor Tatum, who ended up going to Oklahoma. So it's not like you get lots of chances. You get your senior year sometime, and that's all she wrote. Rowlett going to just hand off here and play out the string for the last 3.5 minutes and end a season that's going to be certainly successful. 6-5, their first winning record under their new coach. And when I say new coach, 5 years into this for Coach Alford, but it's the first year there of going to have finished above 500. And a 5-win in 6-week streak really got them here. And they just ran into a buzzsaw tonight. So 2nd down and 7 at the 27-yard line. And nothing doing. Boy, Lobo defense just continues to assert themselves. Another helmet popping off as the running back that time was Xavion Williams for Rowlett. He got stopped for no gain. Helmet popped off the Lobo, Ladarian Adams, a junior linebacker. Just got a chance to see his face on camera. So it brings up 3rd down. They got to get the ball up to the 35-yard line. And Loera back to pass. Well, he started to go back to pass. Now he decides to pull it down and run, and he's smartly sliding at the 30-yard line, and it's going to bring up 4th down. All right, we're going to take the 2-minute warning break. We'll come right back for the last 2 minutes of this one here on Victory Plus.
So the 1-yard line.
All right, Loera going to punt one last time, and this one will be downed at about the 44-yard line. Lobos will take over there with 1:49 left to play in this game. Longview going to improve to 7-4 on the year. And let's recap the scoring that happened in this one. It was a first touchdown. It took all of about 27 seconds for Rowlett to score first. Touchdown pass of 18 yards from Loera to their tight end, Rashawn Cluis. That put Rowlett up 7-0. And after that, it's been all Longview now. 9 touchdowns in a row. Mason Washington with 3 of them. Jaden Herndon with 2 of them. And Jaden Washington with a couple of touchdowns as well, as Longview has salted this thing away with an impressive second half. What was a 21-7 lead has become a 42-0 second half performance. And Lobos are going to hand off again. Cavazos up the middle, and third string tailbacks want a little bit more, and they got a new quarterback out there. And I don't think I even have 19 on the roster they gave us. So I apologize for that one, but 19 I guess never was intended to get in the game. He's getting in quarterbacking, and will be doing the handoff duties, it looks like. So Longview, after 4 losses by 11 points total this year, gets a big win here. And this is our number 19 keeping it, and he's deciding why not. I'm going to try to make something happen, and picks his way across the 40 down to the 37-yard line. And he probably should have slid, but I'm not going to get the ball but maybe 1 or 2 more times in high school. I may take a shot at this. Why not? Just why not? It'll be the 36-yard line where it's 2nd down and 2. Longview's approaching 700 yards total offense in this one. And now they're finally saying, that's all, let's kneel down. Yeah, we get a flag. They delayed. They took too much time getting the play in, so they'll try this again. Kneel down one time, and that will wrap things up. But Longview's going to go to 7-4. Rowlett finishes off at 6-5. The Lobos advance to round number 2, where they will take on DeSoto in a ball game that's scheduled for next Friday. Place to be announced. But the area round faces a heavyweight matchup, a rematch of last year's 4th round of the playoffs, as those two are going to tangle a week from tonight. And that's going to do it. They'll count down the last 5 seconds. Longview, with their best offensive outburst of the season, wins here in Garland at Homer B. Johnson Stadium by a final of 63-7 over the Rowlett Eagles. Well, that's going to wrap things up here from Garland. For Keaton Daniels and Frank Sides, I'm Chuck Zach. You've been watching UIL Texas High School playoff football action live on Victory Plus.